Thursday, Ace Attorney Investigations 2.
How could it be? How could his body end up in the fountain 18 years later? I don't understand. How it was here, and it was bloody, and it was in the treasure chest, and now 18 years later.
Friday, Yakuza Kiwami 2.
What the fuck? Daycare thing? Oh my god. Oh my god, dude. What the fuck, man?
Monday, Cult of the Lamb.
Go, 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 go. Keep cheering. Keep cheering. We're halfway. Keep cheering. Don't stop. Don't stop. Don't stop till you get enough. But come on.
Tuesday, Blade Runner.
I thought replicants were safe, more human than human. What about the bubble?
They're not killers, detective. They're innocent. They just want to live a decent, productive life like you or me.
Whatever Wednesday. Thursday, Ace Attorney Investigations 2.
How could it be? How could his body end up in the fountain 18 years later? I don't understand. How it was here, and it was bloody, and it was in the treasure chest, and now 18 years later.
Friday, Yakuza Kiwami 2.
What the fuck? Daycare thing? Oh my god. Oh my god, dude. What the fuck, man?
Monday, Cult of the Lamb.
Go, 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 go. Keep cheering. Keep cheering. We're halfway. Keep cheering. Don't stop. Don't stop. Don't stop till you get enough. But come on.
Tuesday, Blade Runner.
I thought replicants were safe, more human than human. What about the bubble?
They're not killers, detective. They're innocent. They just want to live a decent, productive life like you or me.
Whatever Wednesday. Thursday, Ace Attorney Investigations 2.
How could it be? How could his body end up in the fountain 18 years later? I don't understand. How it was here, and it was bloody, and it was in the treasure chest, and now
Let's find
18 years
out,
later.
Domm. Oh my gosh, Shyla! Well, howdy. It's your old Uncle Dom's here for some more Gregory Edgeworth adventures. How's it going, Shyla? Thank you for the 100 bits. That's so nice of you. Starting out with some hype today, aren't we? Try to put my wig on more true to Ray. I think I need to tip the hat forward. He wears it a little forward. There we go. Old Uncle Ray is here. Give me a hug, huh? Give your old Uncle Ray a hug. Love the curly hair? Hell yeah. This is my, I don't know if you're familiar, Shyla, but this is my Ray Shields cosplay, which is the... He'll be the young guy in this scene because we're back in the past. Thank you for the 10 bits. I appreciate that. So we're back in the past, so he'll be the young guy here, but in the future, or the present, I should say, when we're playing as Mr. Edgeworth right here, his sidekick is Ray, which is, he'll look like this. But thank you. So yeah, how's it going? Happy Thursday. Here, let's go on to the next thing. I think we get music after this. Okay, no music, but that's okay. But yeah, that's Ray. That's young Ray right there. And then on the far one, who's actually wearing the hat, or the hat that looks more like this, is Gregory, which is this guy's daddy, Gregory Edgeworth. Curly hair equal meow. How are you? I'm doing good. I'm doing good. Got some more stuff done for the house today, so I found out that I will actually we'll be able to close sooner than previously estimated. So now my closing date, instead of being October 3rd, will be September 30th. So now I'll have that weekend to hopefully move in. So I can start, getting the movers, scheduled, and, try to buy a fridge and stuff. So more anxiety to come, but, we got some stuff that going in that direction. So that's cool. They, the loan is going through the process. I got all the documents they need. So like my end, I'm pretty much good. So yeah. And I got a better than expected price on my house insurance, because I think partially because of how close I am to a fire department, which is pretty cool, because I'm like a mile away, maybe a mile and a half away from the fire department. More anxiety to come. Yes, exactly. Exactly. So, but I hopefully got something cool for you guys coming with content wise. Something I've been working on in my free time is I'm taking that Blade Runner failure of a stream and turning it into a YouTube video, because I have hopes to try to make a little bit more content and maybe start a new channel, and I might actually end up posting this on a separate channel that is just for edited content that's just meant to be watched on YouTube. That wasn't, it'll come from probably clips from Twitch, but it'll be edited specifically for better and more impactful entertainment value. Will be the idea. Whether or not I execute, you guys got to tell me. But anyways, hopefully I got a video coming for you guys soon. I think it's turned out pretty good so far, and I'm only 4 minutes in. Hopefully it'll be about 10 minutes, maybe. We'll see. But so far so good. Hope you guys enjoy it. But yeah. Anyways, you guys ready for some Ace Attorney tonight? Let's see. Let's reflect on what happened previously. We're pretty deep into this case, and it's a back and forth between time case. So let's see. Where do we start? So first of all, we play Edgeworth in this game. So Edgeworth starts coming to this. What is it now? It's like a museum, I guess. It's like an art museum, is what it is now. Or at that point. And with Ray invites him there because Ray wants to go see this art museum, because there's this recreation of an art piece that was destroyed, that was a part of a crime scene that Ray was involved with. Now, this crime happened 18 years ago, and it happened in that museum. The museum at the time was actually the house of the guy named Mr. Master. He's like a master chef, and he had a cooking competition. So we end up going back in time because Ray tells us this story, and when we go back in time in the game, we play as these two, which is Gregory Edgeworth, which is Miles Edgeworth's dad. That's Gregory. And then young Ray, who's the assistant to Greg, so it kind of like flips Ray's roles, because right now Ray is like our mentor in a way, because he's like our older counterpart. We are assisting him, even though we do all the work, because we're the ones playing the game. So anyways. The situation is that one of the contestants in this game show, or not, it wasn't a game show, sorry, it was a contest, just a contest that this guy threw just at his house, not for an audience, just a contest, because that's just what he does. It was like the finals, and there was 4 people, and one of the people died, but the weird thing was that the guy was found, the body was found in the treasure chest that was a part of this giant chocolate sculpture that the guy who owned the house and ran the competition, he was the one that made it. It was his sculpture. That was his entry into the contest, because it's like super elaborate stuff. So the body was found like bleeding and stuff, like in like the treasure chest that was a part of the big ship sculpture. So he was ultimately like pointed, like the finger got pointed at him right away. You know, he was the suspect. And he's the one that we are defending in this case because Gregory is a defense attorney. And let me see. Next was, so we met some people. I'm trying to like fast forward, broad stroke it a little bit because we met some of the people that were there. We met 2 of the other contestants. One of them was this lady who was actually faking it. She wasn't actually like a baker. She didn't know very much about making food. She had faked her way into the finals, and she was just there because she really wanted to taste the food that this guy, the guy who threw the contest, made because she like adores him or whatever. So we found that out. We haven't finished the case yet, so this is just, I'm trying to go over what we know about this case from the past. Let's see, was there any other big details really? I feel like that's all we know because we're returning to it now. So I think we're going to learn. I think that's pretty much all we need to know. I mean, okay, so let me set up why we're here. So we found out that it wasn't the girl who faked it. Somehow, I don't remember what the actual piece of evidence was, but we found out that it definitely wasn't her. So the only other person left that could have been involved with this, if it wasn't our guy, is this girl who is, her name is Kate, and she is I don't know what you would call her. She's like the keeper of the house for the famous dude who throws the contest. So she like, you know, cooks the meals, tends to a lot of things or whatever. And I'm trying to think. She's also on the show with him. Okay, so I thought there was like some other significance. So she's also like his partner though in some way, like because at the beginning we saw like this intro of like, oh, we cook and we do this and we dance or whatever, and they have the cooking show, and she's a part of it as well. Anyway, so she's sort of like come down to be the final suspect in that case 18 years ago. So what's also happening though is this is while Ray is telling Miles this story, there is a murder that happens in the art museum. So they go in and there's like this weird mix up of like which one is the winter and which one is the autumn one. Kind of everybody thought the opposite was that room, and they're like, oh, actually it's this room, which was kind of weird. And there was a guy in the winter room, and apparently somehow there was a gas that got set off, and he got poisoned, and he's like maybe not dead, but he's like in a critical condition right now. And it just so happened that the person who was standing right outside the door was Laurice Dunim, aka Larry Butts. So Larry was the guy who like witnessed it and got the finger pointed at him as usual. And but we cleared him. And what it turned out was that there was these 2 liquids that if you mix them together, they make a pink liquid because one's red, one's white, but it also makes like a super deadly gas. And so that's what had mixed in that room. But I don't know if we got completely to the bottom of that. And so we'll be returning to that at some point. But we ended up leaving that room after sort of solving that part of the mystery. And as soon as we left the winter room, we found a dead body in the fountain that's just like in the middle of the entire building, the museum, just floating there. And I don't remember exactly what happens next because we end up like going back to this point because that was like the last thing that we saw there, and then we end up going and becoming Gregory and again, and go back 18 years. But I think it's the same dead body. I think it's the same guy. I think it's the same body that was in the treasure chest from that 18 years ago murder was what they found in the fountain. So that's weird. But there's been a lot of like AC stuff and like keeping things cold because there's a lot of desserts that they're working with. So I remember we were talking about last week, I think Crispy had mentioned it as well, but the possibility of maybe having frozen his body? I don't know. But anyways, that's like some big mystery that we're left with Miles Edgeworth. But anyways, I think that brings us to present. We are almost at the end of it, so we might be finishing this tonight, or we might just be coming close. But yeah, let's continue without further ado. There's no buts about it. Okay.
Huh? What are you doing here, Kate?
Ah, Monsieur Shields and Monsieur Edgeworth. Allow me to apologize once again for all the trouble I caused you yesterday. Should have been ready with the inner voice. Come on. Switch. Sorry, guys. One sec. Be a nice thing. There we go. Miss Hall looks a bit tired. Has Von Karma finished interrogating you? Yes. Aside from what happened to the ice sculptures, I was not at fault for anything else.
Are you also here to meet with Master Jeff, Kate?
Yes. I am worried about how he is holding up. How he's holding up. Why I couldn't say that right.
Oh, look who it is.
Detective Bad? Why are you here?
I just happened to be here. I'll be heading to the crime scene soon. I don't think this is a place that people happen to be, though.
Hello. Why is his hair white now? I thought it was like black before.
Master Jeff, what happened to you?
Oh no, Monsieur Master! Why do you look so poor?
I didn't get much sleep last night. The tribulation known as questioning was rather harsh. I'm just a little exhausted.
They didn't let you sleep?
Even for an interrogation, that's going too far. Detective Bad.
The detective in charge of the initial investigation was also in charge of the interrogation. I don't like Von Karma's methods, but this was all I could do.
He was the one who brought me here. It seems I was supposed to be interrogated for a little bit longer, though.
It seems that Detective Bad is looking out for Mr. Master in his own way. So, shall we inform Mr. Master about what happened yesterday, Raymond?
Yes, sir. I got all my memos right here.
Mr. Master, we would like to inform you about yesterday's investigation.
Yes, thank you very much. Please, go ahead.
Master Jeff, it's almost like your spirit's gone.
My sugar levels are low, so I might not seem like my usual energetic self.
Monsieur Master. Do we have anything that can give his spirit and his glucose a boost? Can we present him with something? Do we have anything, dude? Let's check it out. Oh, why is it? There's like a weird delay on it. Court record? We could give him a bloody rock salt lamp. Oh, chocolates. There we go. Let's present that. Take that!
Chocolate? Chocolate?
Chocolate! Here we go.
Oh, those chocolates. Are you giving them to me?
Those chocolates are... If possible, I would like to give them to you immediately. But it's against the rules to give anything to the suspects in the detention center.
I see. Regrettably, if those are the rules, then there is nothing we can do about it.
Are you sure there's no way you can give them to him?
Detective Bad. Looks like he noticed what we're trying to ask him.
I'll inspect the chocolate, and if there are no problems, I'll think about it.
Detective Bad, thank you very much.
No, right. I knew we could count on you, Detective Bad.
I am truly in your debt.
Wait right here.
Take it.
Thank you very much.
Not a word to anyone else. It would cause problems for me later.
Yes, of course. I apologize for making you go through so much trouble. Now I shall partake in eating these delicious delights at once.
I'm sorry for asking you to do something so dangerous, Detective Bad. I only did what I wanted to do.
Why can't you just be honest here, detective?
Ray's just like a little schoolgirl that's like, oh, ooh, ooh.
Oh, how sweet. It's like I've come back to life. Oh, did Kate make these chocolates?
Yes, sir. I did. How does it taste?
Oh. Here he comes. Melt in your mouth, not in your hand, sweet chocolates, melting in my mouth, so sweet, so divine.
Thank you for the tasty treat.
Did you like that, child? I was trying really hard.
Oh, they're a bit misshapen. It's so sweet and delicious. Thank you.
I'm so glad that you enjoyed it.
And above all, it helped you regain your spirit.
Thank you for your concern. The food they serve here has been absolutely tasteless. And combined with the lack of sleep, I was thoroughly exhausted.
Is the food here that bad?
Just salt beef and stew. Your average prison fare.
That's odd. I really could not taste anything.
Whatever. I'm about to head out. To the crime scene. Please wait, Detective Bad. Can you give us any new information? Yeah. I think I can. We've identified the victim. Just as you said. Isaac Dover was a sculptor who worked in France. It seems he went by the name Pierre Hockett.
Isaac Dover was Pierre Hockett? How could that be?
Monsieur Pierre Hockett.
So Pierre Hockett wasn't actually French, huh? Which is likely why he never showed himself in public while he worked under that name. The Zodiac Sculptures. They were the masterpieces, it seems. Although they will remain forever unfinished.
Unfinished? Even though they were his masterpieces?
It seems he worked on them by season. Once he finished the remaining winter constellations, his work would be done.
Huh? The winter constellations are Taurus and Gemini, right?
So those ice sculptures were his final pieces.
It is heartbreaking that they melted. I cannot apologize enough. No, I wasn't blaming you or anything.
Also, Dover was infamous for being greedy. He would charge hundreds of thousands just to make a single sculpture. It seemed like he always had money trouble. The murder might be related to that, but it's still under investigation.
So he had money problems even though he was a famous artist?
Do you know why he entered the dessert contest?
Not yet. He kept it a secret, even from his family.
I see.
It's time. I'm bringing in the replacement guard. I can't hang around here any longer than I have.
Yes, I understand.
That detective is a kind soul.
Indeed. He never strays from his own beliefs. He truly has a strong will.
But he's pretty scary when you first meet him.
I see. Could you tell me everything that happened yesterday?
Of course. Allow me to give you a report of our investigation.
So this is what happened. I am sorry for the trouble Kate has caused you. I am truly very sorry.
So yeah, she had done something that accidentally melted the crime scene, like changed the temperature gauge in there. I think I forgot. I can't remember what it was. She did something that caused it to melt. You have no need to worry, so long as you have told the truth, Miss Hall. Mr. Master, would you mind if I asked you a few questions as well?
Yes. I shall divulge all that I know.
You know, I may have had that backwards earlier in my recap. It may have been that Kate is the suspicious one in the future. Or in the present, I should say, since this is the past. I may have had that backwards. Because they don't seem to suspect her here, so... yeah. But we did find out, and I forgot about that detail, yeah, that the victim was a sculptor that they were, like, super big fans of, like this guy was. Mr. Master and Kate, they were super fans of this sculptor guy, and it turns out that he was actually the guy who got killed there. So it's like, damn, dog. We're gonna ask him about the contestants. Please tell us about the other 3 contestants in the final round of your contest.
Let's see. Miss Delicious Desserts had a fantastic design. However, she broke the rules, so I could not recognize her as a winner. Up until the semifinals, Mr. Gustavia's flavors and design were to my liking. Unfortunately, both the taste and appearance of his final entry left much to be desired. And there was something strange about his dessert in the semifinals.
Something strange?
Both Mr. Gustavia's and Mr. Dover's desserts had the exact same taste. They had different designs, but in terms of taste, it was like eating the same thing.
Huh? What did they look like?
Ah, there should be a picture of them at my mansion.
Please allow me to show you later. Certainly. Thank you very much.
And then there was Mr. Dover's sherbet sculptures. Oh, they were absolutely heavenly.
Did you have a chance to taste his creations? If I recall correctly, his body was discovered in the middle of judging.
Yes, but I was not informed of this until after the judging had finished. Since he was not present in the room, I helped myself to a piece of his edible lyre. It was fantastically delicious! I was so moved, I broke into song.
Wait a moment, please. Did you say the lyre was delicious? Delicious? Could you please give us that little, could you please give us a little more detail about that? Okay, so the delicious lyre.
You liar!
You ate the lyre from the sculptor in Mr. Dover's room, correct?
Yes. The one that was in the same glass case as the Gemini sculpture.
Please have a look at this picture, Mr. Master. Did you eat from this lyre that is missing in the that's missing the strings?
Yes, that lyre originally had strings. However, I ate them all, resulting in what you see here in this picture.
He's the one that ate them? I thought the other girl said... I don't remember. It's been a week. So the strings on the lyre were missing because he ate them. Actually, Delicia ate part of the same lyre that you did. However, she said it was so salty that she could not eat it.
You don't say.
Did he replace it?
That means there might be a problem with my sense of taste after all.
A problem with your sense of taste? How so?
There is a taste disorder called hypogeusia, in which you lose the ability to taste salt. Perhaps I have contracted this illness. I just never realized it since I eat nothing but sweets. However, I now know with certainty.
So that's why he couldn't tell what the food they served here tastes like.
No! For a pastry chef to lose their sense of taste is fatal.
Even if there is treatment for taste impairment, there isn't a cure for it yet. But it's probably best that you let the police know so you can receive a medical examination.
No, that won't be necessary. There is a recipe in my mansion specifically for making the cure.
What? A recipe for a drug that will cure your taste impairment?
Yes. Please look for it later when you return to the mansion.
Monsieur Master, but that means revealing the...
Kate, we should no longer conceal it from Mr. Gregory.
Yes, sir. I understand. If that is what you wish.
A recipe for a special drug? Just what are they hiding? Let me not show my face anymore while I think. Don't look at me.
Well then, I must be returning to the mansion now, so I will take my leave.
Yes, we will be heading there later as well.
Kate.
What is it, Monsieur Master?
You should not live for my sake. You should reconsider your lifestyle so that you can live by yourself, even if I were no longer around.
But please do not say things like that. I simply cannot live without you, Monsieur Master. I promise to wait for you until your return. Excuse me.
Ah, Kate!
Catherine.
Master Jeff, Kate was crying. Why did you say something so cruel?
I am worried about her. Catherine always puts me before herself.
What do you mean?
She collects Pierre Hockett's works and makes sweets. All to make me happy. Nothing more. That is the only reason she does anything. She always puts aside her own preferences and things that she wants to do herself. I want Catherine to choose to live her own life. I do not want her to waste her valuable life because of me.
Is that so? He thinks of Miss Hall as his own daughter. And he would want his children to choose their own path in life. And a parent would do anything to protect their own children. That feeling, I also know it well. I have a son. His name is Miles Edgeworth. You may have heard of him. Well, that should do it for the questions. We must return to the crime scene.
Ah, it is already time to leave, I see. So will my tribulations of questioning resume?
We should take measures against their interrogations from our side as well.
Can you ask the police about that?
I can, but I have other ways in mind as well. When the time comes.
Oh, you are a dependable man. I shall be counting on you.
Master Jeff, we'll come here every day with reports of your progress. And we'll bring Kate too.
Yes, thank you very much. I shall be looking forward to it.
Mr. Master, know that the police will be attempting to get you to confess. I'm sorry to ask an innocent soul like yourself to bear with these painful experiences. But please hold on for now. If you confess, I am positive that Von Karma will use that to his advantage. And that will make helping you all the much more difficult.
I understand. I shall do my best.
If you believe in me, until the bitter end, I will definitely get you out of here. I should use the Gregory cadence more often for side characters in games. It's a fun cadence, dude. December 25th, 11:03 a.m.
Contest venue, Fountain Patio. Detective Bat, thank you for helping us earlier. Yes, thank you. Yeah, whatever. Thanks for what? I understand. I understand what you're trying to say. For I am Gregory Edgeworth. There's no need to be shy about it. Enough about that. I suppose you intend to investigate today, too. Of course. We still need more information to prove Mr. Master's innocence. I'm sorry, but apart from this patio, you're not allowed to investigate anywhere else. What? So you're saying we can't investigate? I'm guessing this is Von Karma's doing? Yeah. Von Karma's a bit on edge at the moment. He still hasn't received the autopsy report. Moreover, the only ones in this mansion are Miss Hall and the police. So don't get your hopes up on speaking with the people connected to this case. Von Karma's being completely unreasonable. He's gone too far. Detective Bad, what do you intend to do? I promised. I'll do anything I can to assist you. You have my thanks. We won't let any of Von Karma's dirty tricks get the best of us.
Dude, that fucking bass, dude. No, are you hearing that? It's fucking sick, dude. He's slapping that bass.
Detective Bad, is it alright if we investigate the Fountain Patio?
Yes, but we've already finished checking everything, except for the fountain.
That's fine. As long as there is still something, I shall continue investigating. Begin investigation.
Contest venue, Fountain Patio.
These angel statues look like they're eating chocolate fondue.
It would seem these angel statues are also Pierre Hawkins' works. As expected, they're very well made. Looks just like the real thing.
So you've seen a real angel before, Detective Bat?
Defense attorneys. Always the first to find fault with everything.
Perhaps that was wrong of me.
That's fun. Let's see what this is.
What an amazing trophy.
It's probably Master's. World's greatest pastry chef, huh?
It's also made out of candy. It doesn't seem like it would last long.
Honor and glory don't last long. I think that's the lesson here.
I don't think it's quite as deep as that. Many of the trophies Master has received are placed here. Besides dessert contest, there is also awards for his charity work. An evident display of both his skill and character. Huh? This trophy is to recognize the TV program Piece of Cake for giving children's hopes and dreams. Hopes and dreams. Now I want to see it too.
This leads to Delicia's room.
This snowman here is rather eye-catching. It's made from powdered sugar.
Oh, powdered sugar, huh?
He's staring at it quite intently. I hope he's not thinking of sneaking a taste. It's a Christmas tree made out of table sugar.
Thanks to these decorations, this place is on red alert. If even a single ant made it inside, it would be terrible.
Indeed, if ants got in here, it would be disastrous. Miss Hall, I've come to investigate today.
Monsieur Edgeworth, I apologize for my disgraceful behavior earlier.
don't be silly. Kate, she still looks a bit down.
What Master said earlier must have been a real shock to her.
I prepared the photo I took of the desserts during the semifinals. Please, take a look.
Oh, look at that. That's pretty. Wow, Delicia's cake is so cute.
Monsieur Master also praised the design of Delicia's work very highly. Messieurs Gustavia in Dover's works gained high praise for both taste and design, but Monsieur Master said it felt like he was eating the exact same thing twice. But it seems that their desserts had completely different tastes for the finals.
Was there anything else that was different between the finals and the semifinals?
It's nothing major, but there was something. During the contest, Monsieur Gustavia's son always came to see him, but there was no sign of him at the finals.
His son came to visit? I wonder if there is any significance behind that. I wish my son would come to visit.
Would you mind leaving this photo with me?
Certainly. Anything to aid in the investigation. And here's the recipe book that contains the special drug for curing taste disorders.
That cover looks familiar. Wasn't this framed in Master's room?
Since it's also the prize for the contest, we put it out on display.
Ah, so the contest prize, Angel's recipe, wasn't just a recipe for desserts?
That's right. We informed the participants, but it seems you all don't know yet.
So the participants knew about the true contents of Angel's recipe.
That's interesting. Yeah, I definitely just assumed it was for dessert stuff. Because everything here is about desserts, right? Miss Hall, please tell me all you know about Angel's recipe. The Angel's recipe. Why is that so slow? Boop. So the Angel's recipe contains the formula for the drug.
Yes, it's a recipe book for new drugs that hasn't been released to the public yet. If sold to a pharmaceutical company, I'm sure it would fetch a substantial price.
Why is something like that a prize in a contest?
Monsieur Master is the only heir to the chairman of the Master Group.
Master Group? That name sounds familiar. They're a pharmaceutical company who deal in a wide range of products. Ah, they become big news recently with the release of Cold Killer X. Hey, Cold Killer X is what Phoenix used for his cold. We know Cold Killer X has been referenced in, I think, 2 different cases already. I'm gonna switch to standing mode real quick, guys. Gotta get off my tuchus. What's up, Ty? Concocted the most addictive new opioid contest. I love Big Pharma. Boom. Yeah, who'd have thunk, man? What if they had that in Iron Chef? They had Iron Chef, and then it's like, yeah, what we want you to do is make a drug. Yeah. It's like Iron Apothecary or something. What's up, Ty? How's it going, man? What you up to today? I often use the Cold Killer products. Oh, damn it. One second. Gotta get the pedals over here.
But I've never once seen you with a cold.
I would like to hear more about the Master Group. Iron Pharmacist, oh, yeah, all right. Chillin', how are you? Doing good, man.
Having a good time figuring this out. I don't know. Well, let me inspect something really quick. For some reason, that transition's taking longer than it usually does. Is there like a delay that I put in here? Oh yeah, it's a mix it up thing. We're gonna ask her about the master group. What do I have that under? DS games or something? Yeah, cycle. No, I don't have any weights in here, I don't think. Oh, it might be in these sub commands. Let's see. Yeah, the weights are... There was weights, but I turned them off, so, huh. I don't know why this is taking so long. Weird. Well. Master Group. Did Mr. Master not want to follow in his parents' footsteps?
Monsieur Master wanted to bring joy to people with his desserts. His parents also wanted him to become a great pastry chef and supported him. When his parents died, the recipe book was left to him as his inheritance.
Why would he give away a memento of his parents as a prize in the contest?
There were also people who were after it, something which troubled Monsieur Master. But just giving away the memento would have been disrespectful to his parents. So he decided to pass it over to someone he acknowledged.
And the members of the master group approved of that?
Okay, this sounds like there may have been a different reason for Delicia to be a part of this, you know what I mean? Like, maybe it wasn't just that she really wanted to taste his food. Maybe it was because she's trying to get this fucking recipe. You know what I mean? Because she is a pharmacist. So that changes everything, right? As far as she's concerned, there's like a lot of different aspects to it that point to her again, right?
And the members of the master group approved of that? Information about new drugs being passed on to outsiders?
Of course they objected. That's why Delicia participated in the contest. On the order of the Master Group, she was requested to win the championship.
By cheating? She cheated! You knew Delicia's true identity from the start.
Yes. In order for her to win, I told her Monsieur Master's tastes and preferences.
Why did you help her?
I helped her in order to protect Monsieur Master and the Master Group. If the drug recipes were given to another company, he would be reprimanded by the board. I wanted to return the recipes to the company in a way that Monsieur Master would accept.
So it was due to Miss Hall's help that Delicia was able to reach the finals.
Speaking of which, Mr. Dover wasn't a pastry chef either. He sure did well to make it to the finals, considering he's just a sculptor. Yeah, all these people making it to the finals, it's like, where the hell's the real chefs at? What the fuck?
Yes, for him to be able to make such a fine desserts, despite being a sculptor.
From the sorbet sculptures he made for the finals, it's clear to see he has great talent, but could he really have made that by himself?
This is all I know. Is there something else I can do to help?
To save Mr. Masters, she's trying to help as much as she can.
May we perhaps have some more of that tea from yesterday, please, Miss Hall? I'm sure that would help us get on with the investigation. Yeah, I'd like some of Kate's tea too.
Right, understood. I'll be back in a minute.
Kind of sparkly eye ray, it's so funny. Kate looks a bit better now. What's this say? The owner of the works in each room are written on this board. From the left, Mr. Master, Mr. Gustavia, Miss Delicia, and Mr. Dover. Incidentally, it would seem the board is also made out of candy. Do they plan to eat all this stuff when the contest is over? What if people have their hands all over it? A harp and some maracas are lined up here. They're so exquisitely crafted, I can't tell from looking if they are sweets or the real thing. I'd like to touch them, but that would go against the rule of preserving the crime scene. I just imagine Gregory Edgeworth in front of a lady just like, I would like to touch them, but that would go against... That's funny. Keep your hands off them. I already checked. They're real instruments. And that's a good follow-up to that, too. Shyla gets it. Oh, man. But if you can't tell by looking, how did you know they were real without touching them? Indeed, I didn't touch them. Not with my hands, that is. Not with my hands, that is.
Surely not his... No, I'm overthinking it.
Hey, yo. Alright, not with my hands. What? That's so funny, dude. They were making the exact same joke I was thinking of, too. That was not an accident, dude. You gotta remember, this is a fan-translated game, too. This is not an official translation, so I think that could be something that was just the fans, maybe? I don't know. I have no idea. It's so hard to tell what they would have added or tweaked versus what, you know, they would have done officially, you know? This game never came to America. It was never translated officially. It seems these musical instruments are used in piece of cake. Of course, these probably aren't made of candy. Detective Bad looks somewhat disappointed. I really wanted to eat that cello. Son of a bitch. Raymond, what are you writing now? It's a drum in the shape of a cake. It was probably used in piece of cake. Detective Bat, about this drum. It's already been investigated. The inside is hollow. But there's no sign that anything was hidden inside. It's not related to the case. You knew exactly what I was going to say. I may have a sweet tooth, but that doesn't mean I have candy for brains. How about this piano? It seems these musical instruments were used in piece of cake. Of course, these probably aren't made of candy. Oh, this is just the same one from before. Okay. So, what do we have left here? The Santa? It's a figure of Santa Claus. I suppose it's also made of candy? Behind that door is Master's room. This Santa's probably another one of his works.
Santa, huh? I wonder what I should get my son for Christmas this year. What would Miles like? I think he said he wanted an attorney's badge. I wonder if I could ask Mr. Master to make him one out of candy.
A candy attorney's badge for young Miles. That's my son. I like how he always talks about his son. He's like, seems like such a good dad in that. He's always just like, huh, how does this relate to me being a father and what in Miles or whatever in some way. They're always like worried about his son. It's like, I hope he makes friends and stuff.
The investigation is underway. Only authorized personnel beyond this point.
Aren't I authorized personnel?
Sorry, authorized personnel are prohibited too.
I guess that means no one can enter. Are these Von Karma's orders? I can't stand that guy. That sounds pretty Von Karma-y to me. Where'd Kate go? Where you at, girl? Should we talk to this officer? What have you found, officer? What are you investigating exactly?
Sir, I'm investigating the water in the fountain for foreign matters, sir. Have you found anything? It seems there's both chocolate and sherbet mixed with the fountain water. It matches the chocolate from Jeff Masters' room. And the sherbet that melted in Isaac Dover's room. They all share the same composition. The fountain water circulates through the streams that flow from each of the 4 rooms. Perhaps the melted sherbet, or sorbet, flowed into the fountain. Also, someone's blood was detected as well. What are you saying? How could there have been blood in the fountain? What the fuck? Detective Bat, please think back to our investigation of the crime scene. Detective Bat, please look at the crime scene carefully once more. The bloodstain that should have remained at the crime scene has disappeared. Ugh. I definitely didn't get any reports about the bloodstain being cleaned up. Oh, this is like in the past. I should be... Oh, my bad. Missed opportunity. The blood disappeared from the crime scene. Also, part of the treasure chest was missing too. Ugh. Is that how it got in there? Perhaps the blood in the fountain belongs to this person. The victim, right? Isaac Dover. Let me show you guys what we got going on. Going with Isaac Dover. Do we have anybody else besides these people? No, it's gotta be Isaac. But you know what? Let's save really quick. There we go, just in case. Take that. Should be more like, take that. The victim. Let's run a comparison with the blood on the murder weapon.
Comparison complete.
It's a match. The blood in the fountain is Dover's.
I wonder why the criminal spilled the victim's blood into the fountain.
Victim's blood. Dover's blood was found in the fountain water. However, it was absent from the crime scene. Very interesting. Investigation complete! That's the only thing we could have found. I just went around and looked at stuff, and that was the one clue that was here, and it was like right next to us the whole time.
We've gathered information about all the contestants, and yet we still haven't heard Gustavia's side of the story. That reminds me. Why did you enter Mr. Dover's room, Mr. Gustavia?
Ah, well, that was because... Silence, ignoramus. You were not to give that attorney the tiniest hint of information.
What exactly was he doing in Mr. Dover's room? And moreover, something is odd about his semi-final entry. A pastry chef bad at design, and a sculptor skilled only at designing. It would have been extremely difficult for either of them to win the contest alone. Could it be that Mr. Gustavia and Mr. Dover's connection is?
Detective Bad. We have reason to suspect the actions of Dane Gustavia. Yeah. It is imperative that we find a way to contact him at once. Oh, this conversation is most interesting. Who is this? Okay, I thought it might be Montgomery. I was going a little Montgomery with that voice.
However, I cannot allow you to speak with Mr. Gustavia.
Von Karma.
I have already conducted my interrogation of him. It is not necessary for him to speak any further, especially to a mere defense attorney. Tisk, tisk, tisk. But I will answer your questions in that fool's place.
Yeah, like that's gonna work at all.
It seems Von Karma intends to prevent me from meeting Gustavia in person.
I understand. In that case, I have but one thing to ask you.
Yes?
I would like to know the relationship between Mr. Gustavia and Mr. Dover.
Oh.
Here we go. Their connection.
Gustavia and Dover's relationship? It's obvious that the only relationship they had was that they happened to participate in the same contest.
That's it. That's it?
There is nothing more to say. What? How are we supposed to understand anything from so little?
If we want Von Karma to divulge the truth, we have no choice but to present evidence. It's all too obvious that he's hiding something.
Rebuttal. Gustavia and Dover's relationship.
Are you sure Mr. Gustavia and Mr. Dover aren't linked in some way?
Do not interrupt me with your baseless allegations. If we were in court right now, I'd have you held in contempt.
I don't think Von Karma has that kind of authority, though.
Von Karma is famous for having even the judges wrapped around his finger.
What? That's insane!
It seems like it won't be easy to go against him in court.
Prosecutor Von Karma, please continue your argument.
It's obvious the only relationship they had was that they happened to participate in the same contest.
It may have been a coincidence that the two participated in the same contest. However, you can't say for sure that they weren't connected.
Defense attorney, how many times must I tell you? If you have no evidence to challenge my argument, be silent.
I'll be silent for now then. So I need to show evidence of a link between Mr. Gustavia and Mr. Dover.
Your mouth may be silent, but your eyes tell me everything. What is it you want to say?
Does he want me to speak or be silent?
It would seem Von Karma does not want us to know Gustavia and Dover's real connection.
Maybe the connection between those two puts the prosecution at a disadvantage?
Mr. Gustavia and Mr. Dover should have had something in common. I should enlighten Von Karma on this fact.
Damn it, Nat. Fuck you, Nat. Okay, so what do we have? That would show the connection. What do we have? I get what the connection was, but what do we have? I think it's this. Semi-final desserts. Did I get it? God damn it. It just keeps getting really close to my face. I hate when they get close to my face. Just stay away from me and you won't have to die, dude. Fly on my face, you're dead.
You're dead!
Semi-finals desserts. I think it's gonna be the desserts, but we'll see really quick. Dooba-looba-leep, booba-looba-leep. Save. Alright, let's see here. That statement is strange. It contradicts this piece of evidence. Oh shit, no, I didn't think about what I was pressing it against. Fuck. Load. I got a little too present happy. Alright, it's obvious the only relationship they had, and then this is... That's where I do it, maybe? Oh, because that's all he said. Yeah, so it has to be that one. Okay. Try it now. There we go. Prosecutor Von Karma, I'd like you to look at these desserts. The desserts were made for the contest semifinals. Don't you think these two have a particularly impressive design?
Humph. Just what are you getting at?
These two desserts were made by Mr. Gustavia and Mr. Dover. I wouldn't exactly call Mr. Gustavia's design skills praiseworthy. And yet for the semifinals, he was able to produce something comparable to Mr. Dover's. Furthermore, these two desserts have the exact same flavor.
What are you trying to say?
I'm saying it's possible to collaborate with each other on the entries. Prosecutor Von Karma, Please take a closer look at these desserts. At first glance, they may look completely different. But even though the designs are different, it's clear they were made from the same materials.
Is that so?
The same flavor and composition. It's impossible to dismiss their similarity as coincidence. The very existence of these two desserts points to a link between Mr. Gustavia and Mr. Dover.
Huh. Since you already know this much, I'll tell you the truth.
Finally.
Did Von Karma know about their collaboration?
However, what I'm about to say is not going to help your case at all.
Their real connection.
If you want to know about Gustavia and Dover's connection so badly, I'll tell you. Last night, when I interrogated Gustavia, he told me about his connection with Dover. Until the day before the finals, they worked on their desserts together.
You knew about their cooperation all this time, didn't you? Why would you conceal the truth?
I would appreciate it if you didn't sully my reputation. Until I explain my points in court, I avoid giving away unnecessary details. I was merely saving you time.
How can he act like this and keep the truth from us? His concealment of the truth. Something I simply cannot ignore.
That's where Miles gets it from. Old Miles, chip off your old blog, buddy. The real connection.
If you want to know about Gustavia and Dover's connection so badly, I'll tell you.
It seemed you knew about their real connection all along. Why did you hide it from us?
Tisk, tisk, tisk. I would never divulge information to a mere insect such as yourself so easily. I am not a fool like the detective, after all. I was just doing things my way. My way. It was because you defied me that he gained this information in the first place. Last night when I interrogated Gustavia, he told me about his connection with Dover.
Last night? That was after Mr. Dover's sculptures had melted, right?
Yes. Afterwards, I went to interrogate Gustavia personally.
Interrogated by Von Karma?
Ugh, sounds scary.
Knowing Mr. Gustavia, I feel like he probably tried to meditate through the interrogation.
The moment he closed his eyes, I snapped my fingers like so, to show him that no one remains silent in front of me.
And did that have any effect?
Because of that, I was able to get a perfect confession about his connection with Dover. Until the day before the finals, they worked on their desserts together.
Why do you think Mr. Gustavia and Mr. Dover collaborated? No Fifth Amendment and Ace Attorney. Yeah, that's right. Now, especially not if you're like Von Karma, dude. Damn. Why do you think Mr. Gustavia and Mr. Dover collaborated?
Why? Because Gustavia had poor design sense, and Dover was a novice at baking. Without the help of each other, they would never have made it through a single round.
If so, what was their mutual goal? Why cooperate until the finals?
The finals will be fought on our own merits, Gustavia said, and he ended their collaboration. Gustavia's goal was to obtain the title of the world's greatest pastry chef. It seems his pride as a pastry chef won out in the end.
Victory in the finals would certainly have been hollow had he cheated.
So he believes that their cooperation only went as far as the semifinals. But what if it really continued? through the finals.
Prosecutor Von Karma, could you explain their cooperation in a little more detail?
Humph. Very well. Why? Because Gustavia had poor design sense, and Dover was a novice at baking.
Concerning your statement about Mr. Gustavia's designs, I have no objections to that.
I have, and no objections either. But he's got no sense of style, or he's got no sense of style. When I saw him attempting to fashion my likeness with candy. Just thinking about it disgusts me. I actually liked his candy crafting, though. A novice pastry chef, and one with no sense of design. It's only natural such pathetic specimens would associate with each other. Their cooperation lasted only through the semifinals. For the finals, they were on their own.
They cooperated the day before, but not the day itself. That seems highly unnatural, don't you think?
What I am saying is only the truth. How unnatural it is matters not.
But weren't you unnaturally concealing that the very same truth just a minute ago? There must have been a reason he hid this fact from us.
Mr. Master said Mr. Dover was the favorite to win at the finals.
Which means he must have still been cooperating with Mr. Gustavi at the time, right?
Yes, that is what I believe.
I must have evidence that proves that they still cooperated during the finals.
Okay, so what evidence was that?
Let's take a look. Let's take a look. It's in a book.
The Reading Rainbow. There you go, Charlotte. Hell yeah. What proves that they were still working together in the finals? The Angel's Recipe Book, the fake desserts, the instant camera. Can I look at this? Would it be the actual statues themselves because they were... I guess it wasn't baked. Right? Huh. I'm trying to think what would prove that they were together, and I would have thought like, well, maybe the condition of his entry would have proved that, maybe. So it could be that. It's a shame that it gets melted, but look at that. Like, they didn't just unplug it on accident. They, like, totally pulled the plug, man. What else we got? Victim's blood, Angel's Recipe Book, instant camera. Develops photos instantly, has a capacity of 20 photos, but there's only film for 3 more. Drug that will cure the taste disorder, hypogeusia. I think it has to be the photos, really. The Signet Crest. I don't see how that would prove it. Ancient Key, Rock Salt Lamp. I feel like it would only be the photo. Okay, I'm gonna save and we're gonna try it. See if I'm right. Save state. The music is still going. Have a look at this evidence.
That's irrelevant to what we're talking about now.
Aw, shit. Alright, well. It was worth a shot. You know, I don't know. So I'm just gonna look it up. We're just gonna get through it. Oh, okay. Something from last week. It's saying it has something to do with this down here. Delicia's testimony. Dover's sherbet was most delicious, but the liar part was very salty. How does that prove it? Hold on. Is that the right thing? On the third statement, which is until the day before the finals. Working on the desserts together. Cooperation lasted only through the semifinals. For the finals, they were on their own, is what I have. That's not the same thing. But I have, like, made him do more, right? Let me see. Sorry, I gotta read more of this. Oh, Press's third statement. You get 2 new lines. On the second of these new lines, so I'm on the right one. Okay, remember that Dover was not a chef by trade, and so it would have been difficult for him to produce such delicious sherbet without the assistance of Gustavia. Okay, so it's just the fact that his sherbet was good. Okay. But it was about the taste, because he was a sculptor, so I see. Me with the picture didn't make sense because it was the sculptor we're talking about, so of course it would look good, but because it also tasted good, which is this evidence is saying, that means they were still working together. That's how this works. Okay. I see the connections. The red strings. I see what's going on. You say that Mr. Gustavia and Mr. Dover did not collaborate during the finals? That's strange. Delicia testified that Dover's sherbet was most delicious. Being a novice chef, I doubt he could have done all that by himself. Perhaps the two of them cooperated during the finals as well?
Defense attorney, how many times do I have to tell you? Delicia Scone's subjective opinion cannot be admitted as evidence. Not to be admitted. And there is still a chance that a novice chef could make something tasty. My wife is an amateur, yet her cooking rivals the world-class chefs.
How is that not a subjective opinion?
Moreover, even if you take this pharmacist's testimony to be true, it changes nothing. She also mentioned that a part of this sherbet was very salty, which means you can hardly call this entry for the finals perfect. No! Tisk, tisk, tisk. What? No more objections?
Is there no way I can prove their collaboration?
Mr. Edgeworth, there's something that's been bugging me.
What is it?
The desserts Mr. Dover made for the finals would have taken a long time to make, right?
Indeed. They were frozen sculptures after all.
How would you have had the time to sculpt it after it was frozen? Let alone help Mr. Gustavia with his design as well. The way I see it, just waiting for the sherbet to freeze would have used up all of his time. Just how was he able to make those sherbet sculptures?
Raymond, you may have a promising future after all. Oh, look at sparkly eye Ray.
He was like, oh, really? Old Uncle Ray?
Your young nephew, little baby Ray. Sweet baby Ray. Thanks to you, I have noticed one more possibility.
Huh?
That's right. Mr. Dover's sherbet needed time to freeze properly. And the contest time limit would not have been enough. The method Mr. Dover used to make his sherbet within the time limit was...
Okay, we got a couple options here. Let's take a look. It was prepared in advance. I mean, that sounds reasonable, right? It was frozen on the that day. Well, I feel like that's the whole like problem here, right? They weren't desserts. They weren't desserts, but then it can't be that one because what's her face ate it, Delicia, whatever. She took a bite and she said it was good. So it was prepared in advance. Sounds like the most reasonable thing here. We'll save. Scum it up. It was prepared in advance.
If the sherbet was prepared in advance, all he needs to do is sculpt it.
You, just what are you mumbling about?
Please excuse me. I finally realized your earlier view was correct.
Huh? Mr. Edgeworth? What are you doing? Oh, so you're finally admitting defeat.
No. All I'm admitting is that the truth of one of your damn it. No, all I'm admitting to is the truth of one of your statements. Dover and Gustavia's collaboration lasted only until the day before the finals. It is exactly as you said. They only cooperated until the day before the finals. The sculptures in Mr. Dover's room were all made out of sherbet. Such an amount would most likely need to be left overnight to freeze. Which means Mr. Gustavius prepared Mr. Dover's sherbet in advance the day before.
That's right. So you realize Gustavia's cooperation ended the day before the finals.
Then why did Mr. Dover not help Mr. Gustavia in return?
The views of the dead are of no concern to me.
If you aren't going to answer that, I will need to get in touch with Mr. Gustavia himself. Or was your interrogation not quite as thorough as you claim?
You ingrate! You dare mock me!
That was not my intention, but I do have a problem with your attitude. I want you to give us a clear reason why we can't speak to Mr. Gustavia in person.
A clear reason. Gustavia and Dover's collaboration has no bearing on this case.
You claim their collaboration is irrelevant? If Mr. Gustavia and Mr. Dover's relationship had turned sour, it could serve as a motive for murder.
You're saying that Gustavia and Dover's collaboration was linked to the motive for murder. If that were the case, why did he not conceal it? After all, we found out about the collaboration from Gustavia himself. If you really are a lawyer, show us evidence that gives us reason to suspect Gustavia.
Only one of Mr. Gustavia's actions has been suspicious so far. Doubtless Von Karma already knows of this fact. This could be a trap by Von Karma.
What's wrong, defense attorney? Not going to answer.
But I mustn't back down now.
Mr. Gustavia sneaked into Mr. Dover's room. His reasons for this are currently unclear. But the very fact he secretly entered the victim's room is reason enough to suspect him.
Tisk, tisk, tisk. If that's the extent of it, I can dispel those doubts.
I knew it. Was it a trap after all?
I was intending to save this for the courtroom, but I'll make a special exception. We wouldn't want to prolong the trial with unnecessary information, would we? Take a look at this.
This
is a photo of Gustavia and Dover and their sons.
Family photo added to the court record. Photo of Gustavia, Dover, and their sons. Gustavia's son always came to visit up until the finals. Oh, we also learned that apparently.
Gustavia entered Dover's room in order to steal this photo.
To steal the photo?
It seems their sons attended the same elementary school. Apparently, he thought that he'd be suspected if Dover found out, or if people found out, he and Dover were acquainted. Yes, just like you're doing now. Nah. There is nothing suspicious about Gustavia's actions. No further room for argument. No! Damn, he's too good.
He's still adamant on not letting us meet with Mr. Gustavia.
I have an investigation to return to. I have no more time to waste on the likes of you. Curse that Von Karma! Calling us a waste of time! What should we do, Mr. Edgeworth? At this rate, Master Jeff will be...
Von Karma is busy.
Of course. Why would he be so busy? Both the body and the murder weapon have been found, and he already has his suspect. The police should have more than enough evidence to prove Mr. Master's guilt. If that's the case, then why is Von Karma still investigating the crime scene?
Mr. Edgeworth? Is there something wrong?
It seems I have been overlooking a matter of vital importance, considering that he already has the evidence he needs to convict Mr. Master. I feel that Von Karma isn't as composed as he should be. He didn't even tell Detective Bad the full results of the investigation.
Yeah, Von Karma's a bit on edge at the moment. He still hasn't received the autopsy report.
No autopsy report? A day after the incident, the autopsy report still has not arrived. Logic. Furthermore, something vanished from the crime scene and we still don't know why. Detective Bad.
Detective Bad, please look at the crime scene carefully once more. The bloodstain that should have remained at the crime scene has disappeared.
Bloodstain disappeared. The victim's blood was not found in Mr. Master's room. Logic.
Huh?
I definitely didn't get any reports about the bloodstain being cleaned up.
But the strangest thing we found wasn't in Mr. Master's room at all.
It's a match. The blood in the fountain is Dover's.
Blood in the water fountain. Traces of Dover's blood was found in the fountain water.
Mr. Dover's blood vanished from Mr. Master's room and somehow found its way into the fountain. What does this mean?
A boop boop bop a dee bada beep bada beep bop. Alright, let's see what we got. Autopsy report, bloodstain disappeared. Blood in the water fountain. There's blood in the water. Blood in the water fountain, no autopsy report. I'm thinking blood in the water fountain and bloodstain disappeared seems to be connected. Because if the blood was in the chest was made out of chocolate. So if they were to take the blood, just like the top layer of chocolate, they could then put it in the water and it would dissolve, right? So then there would be chocolate and blood in the water. I'm thinking that's probably what we got going on here. We'll do a little scum save, Aruski. Blood in the water fountain. Somebody poisoned the water hole.
Although the victim's blood wasn't found in Mr. Master's room, it was detected in the water fountain. There would be no need for the killer to conceal the bloodstains after the body was found. It's unnatural that only the bloodstains that were found with the body disappeared. Unless the body was moved, the blood would have still remained on the chocolate. Don't tell me. Someone removed the body and then erased the bloodstains?
Oh, nice. Got some honor back. Thank you. Making a Woody reference in the Cowboys hate. There you go. And a cowboy hat. There you go. Can the Cowboys hate? It's a nice Cowboys hate. Thank you, Charlotte. I appreciate that. Just not letting you say it. Oh, that's funny. Yeah, let me see. Logic. Okay, now we got some more logic. No autopsy report, and was the body removed? So that's probably why they don't have an autopsy report, I guess, is what we're saying here. I mean, it's all I got left, so it better work. Here we go. And presto.
It's possible that the body was removed from the crime scene, and the autopsy report still has not arrived. Although we have a murder weapon and a suspect, we don't know much about the body. I've been investigating under the assumption that the body had been discovered. Perhaps this assumption was wrong from the very beginning. Why didn't Von Karma give Detective Bad the autopsy report? To understand that, yes, I must turn my logic around. My thinking shouldn't be, why is Von Karma hiding information about the body? But rather, what if Von Karma doesn't even have the information to begin with? What happens if I think of it like that? It's possible that the body was removed by the police for autopsy. It was moved and hidden by the real killer.
Mr. Edgeworth, I've heard many dark rumors surrounding Von Karma. He's a prosecutor who forges evidence, fabricates testimonies, and makes backroom deals. Yeah, I've heard that too. But what does that have to do with this? I try to avoid judging others based on rumors, but I didn't let those rumors influence my opinion on Von Karma until today. It seems he is a man who would distort the truth. Distort the truth? You don't mean forgery? I do.
And I can't allow him to get away with this.
Yeah, this is leading up to Von Karma having to take a very, very drastic measure. It's gonna be so cool though. Like, it's so funny how everything comes back to the DL6 incident, basically, right? Is that what it was?
I must return to the prosecutor's office for now. Not a word to that attorney.
Roger! Hold it.
What do you want, defense attorney?
I want to know the truth that you've been hiding.
Fool. Are you trying to mislead the police investigation again? If you interfere with the investigation anymore, I'll be forced to reprimand you myself.
Police! No! My objection is with you.
What? Nani?
Isn't it a prosecutor's job to ensure justice for criminals?
Humph. What are you saying? I have no time to debate the job of a prosecutor with you. However, I will tell you one thing. My job is to ensure all those I prosecute are found guilty. Before the perfect proof, there can be no room for doubt.
And to find that perfect proof, you would even stoop to forgery?
Ha! I was wondering what you were going on about. You intend to accuse me of forgery, don't you?
Yes. And it's for that reason you did not allow Detective Bad to investigate.
What do you mean?
The real reason Detective Bad wasn't investigating was not so he could keep an eye on us. It was to hide the fact that you never found the body.
What? They never found the body? You cretins! You will cease with this ludicrous accusations. I will not tolerate any further insults.
In that case, let us verify the body. If you do, we will have evidence that shows whether I am right or not.
Tisk, tisk, tisk. The burden of proof falls on you, defense attorney. I have no reason to comply with your baseless conjecture.
You must have noticed it too. The lack of bloodstains at the crime scene. So why did the bloodstain vanish? And more importantly, where did it go?
Foolishness. Why would anyone erase just the blood in the chest that contained the body?
Yes, that's exactly right. If the body had been found there, the disappearing bloodstains would have no meaning at all. However, what if the body was already gone? To erase the traces of the body being there, one would have to get rid of the bloodstains as well.
They make such a fuss over those bloodstains. It seems like a trivial detail to me. Or are you saying that you can show me where those bloodstains went?
In court, everything must be said with evidence. Isn't that right, Von Karma? In that case, I'll show you the evidence supporting my claim.
Which piece of evidence shows where the blood in the Mr. Master's room went?
Went to the fountain because we found traces of chocolate and blood. Sir? Give me a photo. Where was the... Oh, we don't have... What? Is it under this? Okay, there we go. Yeah, it was found in the water fountain. Okay. I was like, we don't have the fountain as a piece of evidence. Okay, we got it. There were traces of the victim's blood found in the fountain. Traces of Mr. Master's chocolate were also found in this very fountain. In other words, the blood was washed down the stream, which then flowed into the fountain. All this points to only one possibility. After the body was removed, someone erased the bloodstains. Gah. Von Karma, where was the body really found? If you really found the body, you should be able to answer.
You. How do you know this information? How do you know the results of the water composition tests in the fountain?
Because I allowed them to investigate.
Bad. Always a thorn in my side. From here on out, I will not allow you to associate any further with this case.
It's not like you were letting me do much anyway. Von Karma, you still haven't answered my question. Or, are you admitting to the fact that you didn't find the body after all?
Tisk, tisk, tisk. You say I never found the body. Where is your evidence?
He's never going to confess.
I have nothing further to say to you. Gregory Edgeworth, this matter will be decided in court. We'll see just how well your logic holds up there.
Von Karma, I know your methods are wrong. I promise, without fail, I will expose the truth you've hidden.
We're taking him down. Yeah, Gregory!
Fuck Von Karma. He sucks. Detective Bat, I'm sorry. It's because of me, it's because you let me investigate that.
No. This was bound to happen sooner or later. This is also the first time I have been restricted in my investigation. Your theory that they never found the body sounds pretty close to the mark.
That I will make clear in court.
If there's anything I could do to help, let me know. Even though I'm no longer in charge of this case.
Then, though I'm very sorry about this, I have one more favor to ask you.
Hey, what are you guys whispering about?
I want to know too. This will be my trump card in court. The information I've gathered up until now should be enough to prove Mr. Master's innocence. But if all else fails, I'll have this ready.
Your trump card?
You'll see it at trial. You'll see it at the trial.
Wow, I get to be at the trial too?
Of course. You are my assistant, after all.
I'll be an ace attorney too next year. Von Karma will never beat the two of us.
Right. Although I hope to clear the Mr. Master's name before you become a lawyer. If Von Karma is to be my opponent, he'll want the trial ended in a day.
That's right. We have to save Mr. Master as fast as we can. After that, this is your
This is you we're talking about, right? Oh, yeah.
This is you we're talking about. I'm sure you'll beat Von Karma.
Oh, Ray believes in Greg so much.
Jeff Master, alone in a dark cell, arrested on false charges. I must expose Von Karma's lies if I am to save him.
That son of a bitch. To be continued. We're saving. We're saving. We're saving. Jibba-doom, 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 jibba-doom. So I'm just trying to see where we're at. Okay. 3 parts left. Yeah, we might be able to win it tonight. Maybe. Probably not. April 2nd, 2:10 p.m. Zodiac Art Gallery, Fountain Patio.
And that's all Uncle Ray knows about the IS-7 incident.
So that's what happened in my father's last case. The truth of the IS-7 incident.
What happened at the trial?
In the end, Von Karma defeated us.
Ah? So you couldn't prove Mr. Master's innocence?
Nah. If we gather plenty of evidence to prove it. If we had gathered plenty of evidence to prove it. But Von Karma was even more despicable than we thought.
He was. A prosecutor would, who would do anything to get his guilty verdict. Damn it. I'm like tripping all over it.
That's right. And he really did use any means necessary.
I didn't realize that Ray has his sleeves rolled up a little bit. I'll do that too. Bam, bam. Actually, I'll leave that one button because he's only got it up a little bit.
Warning.
Oh!
Warning.
We got a raid
Raid
coming!
incoming.
Incoming! Hit the
Prepare
deck!
for awesome. And higher,
Get out of
higher, higher.
Welcome in, everybody! How's it going?
Snake.
Welcome in, everybody. How's it going, Panther? Thanks for raiding. I really appreciate it. I was lurking in there. Probably got another tab of myself up. How is Neptunia? It looked really adorable. All the characters in that game are just so adorable. How's it going? Welcome in, Raiders. How is everybody doing? How's everybody's Thursday? Welcome in, welcome in. If anybody doesn't know me, I'm Domm Dynamite. And I cosplay on Thursdays and play Ace Attorney. Welcome in. So yeah, how is Neptunia? Am I saying that right? Yeah, Neptunia, right? I'm just trying to make my sleeves match Ray's a little bit. Because he's got it like folded after the elbow. So I'm trying to match Ray a little bit more. Oh, you watch me get beaten up? Yeah. Yeah, you know, it's all good. You gotta have some solidarity in there. It's okay. I've had those streams before, you know? For sure. Yeah, hope everybody's having a good Thursday. Sorry we're at a little bit of a lull here, but feel free to chat away if anybody wants to. Fun and grindy, and I got a tiny bit frustrated, but we're at the end. Okay, yeah, that's how I feel like I get at the end of the game, so I totally get that. So you're just like, oh man, I'm just so close to the end, I can see it. It's right there, and you keep just throwing shit in my way. Yahoo! Hey, we got a follow. This is Toto. Welcome in. Thanks for the follow. I really appreciate it. We will get to going on this in just a second. If you guys want a recap of the story, by the way, if you guys want to know what's going on, I'm happy to do so. You just gotta let me know you're interested, and I will definitely do that for you. Let you know where we're at. This is a crazy case. In fact, I pulled this one up a little bit too far. Hold on. Sorry. Gotta gauge it by the cuff. There we go. Now I wrap it, and then we'll be just like Uncle Ray. I just got too tired to push it. Yeah, I got you. I'd love a recap. I've missed some. Yeah, you got it. Give me just 1 second to finish this up real quick. So in this episode, we found ourselves here with Uncle Ray, Miles and Uncle Ray here, and Ray took us here because there's a museum that like an exhibit that has some artwork that was involved in a case that Ray was a part of, and Edgeworth's father was a part of 18 years ago. And so he wanted to come here to actually see what the artwork looked like, because it was melted, because it was like, it's made out of sherbet, so it's like frozen and it can melt. And so he never got to see it back then, so he's like, wanted to come see it. So he starts telling Edgeworth about the case back then. And so we end up getting to play as Gregory Edgeworth, which is Miles' father. And so we end up learning about this case that Greg and Ray were a part of, where there was this guy who is the host of a cooking show, and he decided to put on a contest to find out who was the best baker in the world or something like that. And so he ends up having the contest, I think, at his house. I believe this is his house. His name is Mr. Master. And during that contest, one of the 4 final contestants dies in the finals during the judging. And the body is found in Mr. Master's creation. So he created this like giant ship out of chocolate, and there was a treasure chest, and the body was found inside the treasure chest. And so during that, they found out that there was the prize for the contest. Okay, so first of all, I should say, because it was found in Mr. Master's creation, he was the one that was assumed to be the killer. And so the prosecutor, who was Von Karma, you know, was pointing the finger at him firmly. So he became Greg's person or whatever, defendant. Sorry about that. Death by chocolate, right? At least death in chocolate. I think we don't even exactly know how he died yet. I think we think he died because we found a salt lamp that was bloody with his blood on it. So I guess he was bashed, and he's thought to be bashed in the head and then stuffed inside that, I guess. But anyway, so we found out that the prize for the contest was this pharmaceutical recipe for a drug, and the drug cures this hypogeusia, I think is what they called it. But what it is it's like when you can't taste salt, and so if you take this drug, it apparently just magically cures it, and then you can taste salt again. So it's kind of weird, but that's what was up for the contest. So it turns out that one of the people in the contest was this lady named Miss Alicia. She was apparently a pharmacist who was hired, or who was sent by the pharmaceutical company that Mr. Master actually like has a connection to through his family. I guess his family, where he comes from, like some CEO from some pharmacist thing, and it was passed down to him. But he's a cooking guy or whatever. But anyway, so the company, the Master Group, sent this pharmacist lady, Miss Alicia, to try to win the contest to see if they couldn't win the recipe, because they didn't like that he was trying to like give it away at all. So she was there. We found that out, and we also found out that the other two, the victim and the other candidate, because the fourth candidate out of, since we've gotten through all three, was Mr. Master himself. So we have Delicia, who is the pharmacist lady I just talked about. We have Dover, who was who ends up being the victim in the case. And then we have Gustavia, who is the only other guy besides Master, our defense guy, that was in the contest. And so we found out that Dover and Gustavia know each other, and they were actually cheating by helping each other out, because one was good at food and the other one was good at design, because Dover was actually a sculptor, and so they were like cheating to help each other out until all the way up until like the day of the finals. We found that out. Probably because it had something to do with the recipe, I assume. But anyways, that's all we know about the thing that happened 18 years ago that Ray's been telling us. But in the present with Miles and Ray, what's happened is they went and looked at some of the Sherbert sculptures or whatever, but then in one of the adjacent rooms, in the same room that Dover's stuff was supposed to be in, the original victim, way back in the day, there was a gas leak in there or something like that. Like this gas was produced in there, and Gustavio was in there, and he ends up like in critical condition, maybe even is gonna die from this poisonous gas. And who should it be that was outside of the room when Gustavia busted out of the room but freaking Larry Butts? So Larry was, in a little bit of hot water, but we, proved him pretty much innocent, that he couldn't have done it. He just witnessed it. But other than that, the only other thing that's happened with that is I think the statues ended up melting in there again this as well, just like 18 years ago. And the other fact that's huge is that we found a dead body in the fountain, I believe. And I think the dead body was actually, it looked like it was Dover's body. I don't know if we ever got like completely confirmation on it, but it could have been the victim's body from all those years ago. And we did just kind of find out from Gregory in that flashback that the body wasn't found by Von Karma. So maybe this is the body that just appeared in the fountain now, 18 years later. Crazy 18 years later, but hey, here we go. Anyways, so we've just come back to Miles and Ray after having more of a flashback. Like Ray just got done telling more of the story, basically telling about how the body was never found to Miles. And so, yeah, that's what we're picking up. There's a recap. Hope that was clear enough for you. Any questions, you guys just let me know. I'd be happy to answer. A lot of crazy stuff. It is. That's why, I'm so happy to do recaps for anybody who needs it, because it's so crazy and I want people to, know what's going on, but it's a lot to cover. So I hope my recap was clear enough, but if it's not, please, like I said, feel free to ask questions or whatever. It's all good. The only thing I ask that you don't do is talk about things that we haven't gotten to yet. If you're a fan of the games and you already know. That's the only thing. Just for anybody who might be new. Anyways, here we go. That's right, and he really did use any means necessary. They're talking about Von Karma forging evidence because he won the case back then. We just found out because Ray and Gregory went to court, but because Von Karma forged evidence, they ended up losing, and Mr. Master, I guess, went to prison for a crime he didn't commit. So it's pretty disgusting of Von Karma for sure. Because of this, the trial dragged on for about a year until it finally reached a conclusion. I'll never forget that fateful day when the judgment was passed down, the 28th of December. It's April now, so it's been a little over 17 years. How time flies.
The 28th of December, 17 years ago. I was watching from the gallery that day.
Before the trial, your old man noticed that Mr. Master was acting strangely. He was at the breaking point, both mentally and physically. He wanted to be found guilty.
No! Mr. Master didn't fake a confession, did he?
Yeah. And that was what Von Karma was aiming for from the start. When your old man tried to expose the fact that the body had not been found, Von Karma used the power of his police cronies to quash that argument. He even went as far as to prepare a fake autopsy report.
Wow, dude. Like, he went... That's totally forgery, dude. Oh, shit, man.
Then, they made Mr. Master give a false testimony and confess to being an accomplice. With Mr. Master's confession, the situation quickly became dire. But your old man had a trump card up his sleeve.
Was that the trump card he was talking about to Detective Bad?
Yeah, that trump card was to be our insurance in case Mr. Master confessed.
Gotta get some dinner. I'll be your B. Sounds good, Panther. Sounds good. Enjoy your dinner.
He had asked Detective Bad to have Mr. Master's interrogation recorded.
Detective Bad wanted to know the truth too, huh?
After he was dropped from the investigation, he never stopped caring about the case. Even when he was involved with other large cases, he really was the definition of a true detective. The defense presented the recording, which proved that the confession was forced. Well, it seems the detective in charge of the initial investigation and interrogation, Rip Lancer, took all of the blame and was charged and dismissed.
His name is Rip Lancer.
Still, at the trial, your old man exposed Von Karma's corruption, and Von Karma received his first penalty from the then the chief prosecutor. The only penalty in his 40 years of prosecution. However, Mr. Master didn't want the trial to continue any longer. And the curtains closed on the trial that day, with the verdict of guilty.
My memory of that time is fuzzy, but I was also there, watching my father's final trial. And I think his final regret became my own.
Your old man wanted a retrial to prove Master's innocence. But he passed on before he could fulfill his wish. After getting tangled in another case.
And that's the Deal 6 incident. Sad memory, man.
It breaks my heart even now that I didn't return home with him that day. And what's more, to blind myself from my own worthlessness. Uncle Ray put all his hatred on you as a traitor for being a Von Karma's pupil. I'm sorry.
Don't be. It's natural you would hate me. After I became a prosecutor, I was able to get Von Karma to show me the case file. Mr. Master was found guilty for the murder of Isaac Dover.
Yeah, that's not right. Wasn't Mr. Master found guilty of being an accomplice?
But this case file says, guilty of murder. There shouldn't be anything unresolved in the cases handled by Manfred Von Karma.
Wait, can I take a look at that file? It looks like the charges have been rewritten. What? Look at this.
Suspect data. Jeffrey Master, 39, creator of the dessert contest. The victim's body was found inside a dessert made by the suspect. This led to his arrest. In jail, he was diagnosed with hypogeusia and he was treated by medicine. After his own confession, he was convicted as an accomplice to the murder. The charge is accomplice to murder.
This is a copy of the original case file I received from the courts.
Why would the charge be altered?
This file was given to you by Von Karma, right? Maybe he just didn't want you to know the truth, since you're Gregory's son. He would have wanted to avoid another retrial before the statute of limitations ran out after all.
So what I had come to believe back then had all been a lie.
If you didn't know about it, just make sure you know about it from now on. The statute of limitations has long expired, but the truth still sleeps right here. After your old man passed away, Uncle Ray took over as Mr. Master's defense attorney. Although Von Karma also had another prosecutor take over the case. Perhaps he thought that since his opponent was a rookie, he didn't even need to turn up. In the end, the real killer was never found, and Mr. Master was found guilty.
No! Is there nothing we can do even now?
She's like super into this story.
Since the killer was never found, he can't withdraw his confession. I found out after the trial that Mr. Master made a deal with Von Karma because Von Karma had threatened him. If you don't confess, Catherine Hall will be held under the same charges.
That's terrible!
Oh man, yeah, that's going for the jugular, isn't it?
I don't think Mr. Master really thought that Kate was the killer, but to protect her, he faked a confession. Miles, on the day that Knightley boy was killed, why do you think Uncle Ray was at the prison?
Ah, I see.
You went to see Mr. Master, didn't you?
I said I'd visit him every day. I couldn't keep that promise, but I asked Katie Pie to look in on him for me when I couldn't. Through rain or snow, she went every single day without fail. But nothing has changed, and Mr. Master still serves his punishment.
That's so sad. Isn't there anything we can do?
That's why I came here. Because I knew those ice sculptures would be on display here today. So what are you going to do, Miles?
I'm a prosecutor. My position is different from you and my father.
Miles.
But moving past my position, what I want as Miles Edgeworth is to know the truth about these two cases. It is for that reason that I am here.
You really are your father's son. Well then, if that's what you've decided, I'll support you all the way. I'd better leave the IS-7 documents and evidence with you then. All right, here are the documents. By the way, the parts in orange are Uncle Ray's old notes.
The ones that used to eat all the time? You regurgitated them?
Thank you. And now, here's the IS-7 evidence. There's a lot, so make sure you look it over while you investigate.
Received a lot of IS-7 evidence from Mr. Shields. Right. I'll check through it later.
Anyway, there are so many strange things about this case.
Indeed. Those involved in this case 18 years ago have reunited and another incident occurs. Replicas of the statues from 18 years ago were displayed in the Winter Palace and poison gas was released in the Autumn Palace, which had been disguised as the Winter Palace. The two chemicals in the Pisces case, normalium and fatalium, were mixed, causing an outbreak of poison gas. The victim of the poison gas was Dane Gustavia, a person involved in the IS-7 incident. Because he was unconscious, he received treatment in the Zodiac Art Gallery's infirmary. Finally, the dead body found floating in the fountain. And once again, the ice sculptures have melted. There are deep connections between the two cases. It's possible there are still some clues left from 18 years ago.
Right, let's get started.
Oh god, no! Not the best! Alright, on this note, I'm gonna use the restroom and take a little bit of just a couple minute break here, guys, real quick. Got about an hour and a half left of the stream, so I think it's a good time to take a break. If you guys, you get stand up stretch, get you something to drink, anything like that, this would be a good time to do so. So, yeah, please don't go away, guys. We're definitely going to be continuing this right after this break. Don't go away.
Monday, Cult of the Lamb.
Go, 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 go. Keep cheering. Keep cheering. We're halfway. Keep cheering. Don't stop. Don't stop. Don't stop till you get enough. But come on.
Tuesday, Blade Runner.
I thought replicants were safe, more human than human.
How about this? What else about them? They're not killers, detective. They're innocent. They just want to live a decent, productive life like you or me.
Whatever Wednesday. Thursday, Ace Attorney Investigations 2.
How could it be? How could his body end up in the fountain 18 years later? I don't understand. How it was here and it was bloody and it was in the treasure chest and now 18 years later.
Friday, Yakuza Kiwami 2.
What the fuck? Daycare thing? Oh my god. Oh my god, dude. What the fuck, man?
Monday, Cult of the Lamb.
Go, 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 go. Keep cheering. Keep cheering. We're halfway. Keep cheering. Don't stop. Don't stop. Don't stop till you get enough, but come on.
Tuesday, Blade Runner.
I thought replicants were safe, more human than human.
What about them? They're not killers, detectives. They're innocents. They just want to live a decent, productive life like you or me.
Whatever Wednesday. Thursday, Ace Attorney Investigations 2.
How could it be? How could his body end up in the fountain 18 years later? I don't understand. How it was here and it was bloody and it was in the treasure chest and now 18 years later.
Friday, Yakuza Kiwami 2.
What the fuck? Daycare thing? Oh my god. Oh my god, dude. What the fuck, man? All right, thanks for sticking around, everybody. Appreciate you guys for stinking around to hang out with me. Stinking around, as I said, sticking around. I couldn't decide on a word there. All right, I'm refreshed. Got myself a little bit of lemonade as well. Delicious. And I just discovered that Discord has added forums to Discord. So you can have new channels now that are forum channels that have multiple posts in them that are all just basically little chat rooms in a way. So I thought that's kind of interesting. So we'll have to figure out what we can do in the Strange Planet Discord, perhaps. Could be fun. More places to post things. Maybe even some of the channels can just become forums. You know what I mean? Instead of being like an actual chat channel. I don't know. The gears are turning, man. We'll see. I just thought that was a cool feature. Anyways, let us continue. Actually, let me check one thing before we get into it. Let's go for stream health. So it looks like we are green. I love seeing that. Sorry, 1 second. I just want to check to see if we've had any hiccups. No hiccups at all. Beautiful. That's what I love to see. Okay, cool. Just like to check that. All right.
Just 1 second. Don't tell me you've forgotten about me. Didn't I tell you that I'm the one in charge of this case?
Prosecutor Edgeworth, if you intend to continue disrupting Sebastian's investigation, the word guilty will be added to your PIC report.
What does she mean, guilty?
Please allow me to assist in your investigation as before. I appreciate your proposal, but I'm afraid I must overrule it. That was fast. Even though we're short on hands to identify the victim right now, it's only a matter of time until we figure it out. In that case, I shall take that load off your shoulders at once. Regarding the identity of the unidentified body, one person comes to mind.
Really? Then tell us.
Very well.
It's not just the sculptors that have made a comeback from the incident 18 years ago. The body in the fountain is.
It's who I thought it was, I bet. It's Isaac Dover, man. Let me just go ahead and save really quick. A little scummy. Scummy safe. Is that old Mr. Master? Dude, that is. But no, it's Isaac Dover.
It's likely that the identity of the body is the victim of the murder that occurred here 18 years ago. Isaac Dover.
Ah! It's Icy's blood? Hey, who's that? I've never heard of him.
Mr. Isaac Dover, a truly great sculptor. But he was better known as Pierre Hockett. The sculptures on display here in the museum, are all his creations.
Ah, so in other words, that sculptor was the best. Somehow I feel a strong kinship to him.
And he was the victim in the IS-7 incident.
She knew about the IS-7 incident.
Prosecutor Edgeworth, the IS-7 incident occurred 18 years ago. And what's more, the police reported the removal of the body.
That's what's on the record, but I wonder if that really is the truth.
What are you saying?
The defense attorney in the IS-7 incident claimed that the body was never found. And not that the prosecution would ever admit to such a thing.
Oh.
Hello? Really?
Is something wrong, Sebastian?
No. It's just, they said that they know who the victim is. It's just as the prosecutor says. It's Dover.
No, it can't be.
It would seem my father's suspicions were correct.
What is it, Judge Courtney?
Have you finally realized that I'm much more helpful than Mr. DeBest? Aren't I the better one? You should be my mommy, please.
Hey, you! Are you trying to steal DeBest's position for yourself?
I'm doing no such thing. I just want to know the truth, and Courtney to like me. And for that to happen, we need to cooperate, no?
The truth is none of your concern.
I don't think that's true, Courtney Pie.
You again.
Uncle Ray assisted the defense attorney involved in the IS-7 incident. The one who claimed that Mr. Dover's body was never found. The prosecution denied it at the time, but now the body has been discovered here. In other words, the IS-7 investigation was unjust. And isn't it the duty of the PIC to investigate corrupt prosecutors? Then wouldn't you want to cooperate with those who were involved in the case? Unless you have an ulterior motive.
Well, I never.
And now that I think about it, Judge Courtney knew about the IS-7 incident. So it would seem she really is here because of the PIC.
Even if you're related to the incident, I don't see how Prosecutor Edgeworth is.
He is the son of the attorney in the case, and a prosecutor taught by Von Karma himself. And what's more, he was in the audience at the IS-7 trial. I'm sure there are many points he can enlighten us on.
Very well. I will allow you to cooperate. However, your investigation must not hinder the other investigators. The Winter Palace is currently being investigated, but the Fountain Patio is open to you.
Just like fucking 18 years ago, dude.
That's my Courtney Pie. Now we're talking. As thanks, I will allow you to have a hug with Uncle Ray.
Uh-oh.
Overruled. If I feel your cooperation isn't needed, I will have to ask you to leave.
Understood.
Ah, isn't that great, Miles? Now we can start investigating.
You really helped us there.
Uncle Ray did it all for himself. All right, Uncle Ray is going to investigate too. So let me know if you figure out something out.
Got it. Right then. Okay, let's begin the investigation.
Okay, let's do this.
We still don't know where Mr. Dover's body and the Normalium were hidden.
We don't have enough information to go on.
You're right. Our first priority is the Normalium.
Well, Normalium is used in washing detergents, paints, and
If I recall, it's a red liquid with a minty aroma.
Well then, let's get looking for that Normalium.
Begin investigation.
It's a statue of a brave warrior fighting a snake. Was this also made by Pierre Hockett?
It appears to be one of his early works, when he was enamored with fantasy and myths. The statue represents his heroic resolution to oppose hopeless difficulties in his youth. The title is The Math Test.
I know that feeling all too well.
Nice. The Math Test.
It's a statue of a brave warrior fighting a snake.
Okay, it's the same thing. I thought maybe the golden one was different.
There's statues of a couple in Roman costume. Are these by Pierre Hockett too?
I think these were made in the middle years of his life, at the height of his fame. He modeled them after the Roman gods, at the request of his beloved wife. The piece is entitled Venus, the Goddess of Beauty, and her manservant.
I think it's obvious who wore the pants in that relationship.
All right. Interesting comment there, okay?
There's a fir tree in front of his door.
But that door leads to the Autumn Palace. Fir trees are winter trees, so this must have been placed here as a red herring.
Well then, why don't we paint it in autumn red?
Okay, fir trees are green all year round.
I knew that.
Okay, you're being stupid. On the shelf are trophies commemorating Isaac Dover's work as Pierre Hockett. He truly was a first-rate artist. There are quite a number of trophies lined up here.
I remember you have some trophies too, Mr. Edgeworth. I would love to have some too, if there were a contest for thieves. How about it, Mr. Edgeworth? We could hold one at the prosecutor's office.
I don't mind you holding a contest, but but all the participants would be arrested. That's funny. There's some schmutz on the floor over there.
But Prosecutor DeBesta ordered me not to let you investigate anything but this room. I absolutely cannot let you pass through any further than this. I'm sorry.
I won't. Since I can't pass through anyway, you're standing in front of the wall.
No, after all, you're Prosecutor Edgeworth. If you really wanted to, this wall wouldn't stop you.
Wow, you're even more fearsome than I thought, Mr. Edgeworth.
Just what kind of human do these people think I am?
What is this shit on the floor? Is this you, Larry? Mr. Butts, the smell and this color. Don't tell me this is a puddle of tea.
Huh? There's a piece of pottery in the middle of the puddle.
Pottery shard. Interesting. Found a puddle of tea. The design looks familiar. Touch the check button for details.
I wonder what broke.
I think I recognize the design. I should probably show this to that man and see what he has to say.
To that man. They always do that in museums. On this service cart, Miss Hall has prepared her tea set.
According to the pamphlet, the museum is also famous for its tea.
Yes, it certainly had a flavorful, rich taste.
It seems this tea set was also made by Mr. Dover.
Oh, so the tea set was made by the victim. Let's take a closer look. So this tea set was made by Isaac Dover.
Fancy stuff, huh?
Okay, I'd say this tea set is worth thousands of dollars. Please be careful with it.
This tea set is such a treasure?
Please don't look so excited.
If I recall correctly, Miss Hall was a huge fan of Mr. Dover.
The teapot. Kate's favorite teapot. Made by Pierre Hockett, a.k.a. Isaac Dover.
Hey, Edgy!
What is it?
Be careful with that teapot!
Why must I be warned by him of all people?
Madame and Messieurs, would you care for some tea?
Miss Hall, you're so beautiful.
Ah, Katie! No, I'm fine, thanks. Kay and Edgy, you guys can have some.
Well, since you asked, we might as well take a short break.
Certainly.
Thanks for the tea. Wow, it's so tasty. What kind of tea is this, Mr. Edgeworth?
It's Celian tea, known for its citrus aroma. However, Miss Hall, is this the same tea you served us this morning?
Yes, that's right. Was it not to your liking?
No, it's not that. The tea we had this morning had a slightly different aroma. It smells different from the tea we had this morning. Did something change? I really like my tea, so I would notice.
How strange.
It is the same Ceylon tea I served this morning. There shouldn't be anything different about it.
What's wrong with you, Edgy? Quit nitpicking about the tea Katie so kindly prepared for you.
Larry, what are you getting so upset about?
I'm not upset. You're just being a rude jerk. And I told you to call me Larice.
Oh, citrus sounds like a bad idea for tea. Really? That's interesting. Because I feel like a lot of teas have citrus in them. With lemon? You know what I mean? I think it depends on the tea, probably. I mean, I don't know. I'm not a tea guy, so why? Don't listen to me. I don't know. I just thought it was really common for people to put lemon in tea. At least maybe it is around here. Sheesh. I'm not gonna talk to you anymore. Or sheesh, I'm not gonna talk to you anymore. That'd be funny if that's what Edgeworth said. Edgeworth is like, Edgy. Why would you say that? I guess personally, it would be rough. Yeah, maybe it's just a matter of taste, I guess, right?
It's like arguing with a child.
Larice, I wonder what's wrong.
I'd like to ask him that later myself, but certainly not right now.
And I also need to speak with Miss Hall. I don't have any evidence that shows she is the culprit, but I dare say she's the one who set up the poison gas trap.
Yeah, because, okay, I did have that backwards at the beginning of the stream, because I was saying it was the other way around, that back in the past, she was suspicious, but no, it's in the present that she is, okay. Do. There is a container with Ceylon tea leaves in it. To prevent exposure to sunlight and moisture, the container is airtight and made of tin. This should help preserve the quality of the tea leaves. Let's check out the silverware. There is not a single stain on this pure white tablecloth. That's not what I was looking at, but okay.
Take a hold of the edge and focus your mind. Then, in one go, pull!
Okay, I hope you're not planning to do anything bad.
No, don't worry. Even if I fail, the tablecloth would just be dyed a nice black a la tea.
Dang, Stitches, what's up? What the hell did I just walk into? My stream? I mean, what's up? How's it going? The tablecloth looks better white. Please refrain from changing it.
I wonder about that. It might look better in another color, like pink or blue or tea.
Okay. Don't you dare. Woo! She just does it anyways. Got a funny hat, in making clown voices. Yeah, have you never been to a stream where I've done voice acting stuff? This is like my thing, man. And the whole cosplay thing? Man, you need to come around more often, bud. I try to cosplay as often as I can. Right now I'm cosplaying as a character from the game. His name is Ray Shields. He dresses exactly like this. And I do voices for different characters in all the games I play that don't have voice acting. So welcome in, Dang. I know that you've been here before, but welcome back in, buddy. Good to have you. Hopefully you enjoy the clown voices. Interesting way to describe it. Voices are great. I wish I could do it half as good. Oh, thank you, Panther. I appreciate that. Kind of threw me off. Hey, man, if it's not your thing, I understand it. It's all good. Maybe it's not everybody's flavor, but I know a lot of the people that usually hang out in my community do enjoy my voices, and I enjoy doing it. I actually have done a few voice acting projects on the side. Nothing that's paid or anything, just stuff for fun or whatever. But and once I move into my new house, I do plan on trying to get back into doing some more of that as well, because it's a lot of fun. So, but yeah, welcome in, Dang. How was your day? How was your Thursday, dude? How are you? Sorry, looks like I have a notification. Let me check really quick. Oh, wrong thing, Dom. Oh, yeah, we're good. We're good. Boop, ba, beep, ba, ba, doo, 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 doo. Let's see. What do we want to look at next? Maybe the saucers? Do you see me drinking from a saucer? The teapot is shaped like the moon, while the teacups are shaped like stars. We had Celion tea with this tea set just now, but for some reason, I thought it smelled different from the one we had this morning. Hanging in there, dealing with doctors and getting rid of my cancer tissue. Sounds good, sounds good. That sounds like you're on the path in the right direction, so that's good. Oh yeah. Glad to hear you're hanging in there, man. And glad to see you back. Always good to see a familiar name in the chat.
There must be some reason behind the strange feeling.
What is this feeling I have? It really feels like somebody's watching me. The teapot is shaped like the moon. Yeah, we just said that one. Okay. So, are we ready for logic now, or what? Nothing we can, like, assert there, or whatever. What is it called? I can't remember what that word is. There's something we can do there sometimes. Miss Hall, where have you been until now?
I was showing the remaining guests out and handing out complimentary gifts as an apology. Did you require my services?
Yes. There are a few things I want to ask you about. Ascertain.
If my suspicions are correct, she's the one who set up the poison gas trap.
Poison gas trap, that's what we're gonna ask her about. Ooh. How exactly did you prepare the melted sculptures from 18 years ago?
My, so you know about what happened 18 years ago? It's because 18 years ago I photographed Monsieur Dover's sculptures. Using the photos as a base, I managed to create replicas.
Replicas?
The Zodiac Sculptures had been an unfinished work, so I wanted to complete it somehow. Because I am the one who accidentally melted Monsieur Dover's sculptures.
And could you tell me why the Autumn Palace resembles the Winter Palace so much?
Well, my apologies. Did they really look so alike? I think I may have gotten some of the decorations mixed up.
That's pretty suspicious if you ask me, dog.
She is obviously lying. But I haven't gathered any evidence to prove that yet.
So that's probably what we need to get in here. It's evidence that she's lying. Should we ask the guy in the fountain like we did in the past, 18 years ago? All those years ago? We've recovered the victim's body. Forensics are currently performing the autopsy. And what's of the investigation of the fountain? The fountain is completely clear. You could cleanse both your heart and soul with it.
Yeah. A body was found floating in this fountain just a moment ago, though.
Are you sure about that? That sounds kind of disturbing. Larry, what are you doing over here, dude? Larry, tell me what you're hiding.
You two, stop glaring at each other like that.
No, I'm not glaring, Kay. I'm using my artist perspective. Edgy's the one who's glaring. Then if you know what's good for you, you will tell me what you're hiding right now. No way, dude! Didn't I say that? I'm not talking to you anymore? Aren't you talking to me right now? From now on, I'm definitely not talking to you anymore.
I'm not going to get anywhere like this. Looks like I'll have to force it out of him.
I'll have to force it out of him. Just start fucking pounding him, dude. Hiding something is the only thing it's giving me. Just gonna have to force it out of him by asking him again. Larry, what are you hiding?
Hey, come on. Mr. Edgeworth, this isn't the time to be playing around, you know.
I wasn't playing around.
Still, it looks like the Reese won't be talking anytime soon.
If he isn't going to talk to us willingly, I'll just have to force him to talk.
I may just have something on what he's hiding. I should present that to him and see what he says.
I have something about... Okay. What is that? Doody boop. Probably the pottery shard, right? He probably broke something because it's Larry. Is that how this works? We know Larry's a klutz. There's a piece of broken pottery right here. It was probably Larry. Right? We're gonna try it. Let's see. Make sure we save. Found in a puddle of tea. The design looks familiar. Touch the check button for details. Let's take a look at it. Oh, we can look at it more. Let's do that.
Huh? It feels like I've seen this design somewhere before.
Isn't it Pierre Hawkett's? Isn't it Pierre Hawkett's, the sculptor? Signature.
I wonder why this was dropped in a puddle of tea.
Why do I get the feeling I know who's behind this?
I mean, because it's Larry. I'm pretty sure I'm right about what I'm thinking here. Doesn't look like there's anything else to look at. Maybe this side?
It's completely broken.
Yes, I suspect it will be hard to tell where this piece originally came from.
If only there was some kind of distinctive mark on it.
I mean, there is on the other side. All right, we're gonna present this to Lair Dog. Larry, take a look at this. What's that? Larry, I've got a feeling that what you're hiding is related to the tea and this pottery shard. Well, if you're not going to talk to me, I can always hand this shard over to Judge Courtney. Wait! I'm trying to keep a clean image for Justy! For Busty Justy! I don't want her to see how I've dirtied myself! I can't imagine what part of you can be considered clean. But if you don't want her to declare you're guilty, or declare you guilty, I suggest you speak truthfully now. I got it, I'll tell you! That's right, now we get to say hiding something again. Larry, it's time you confess to what you've done. How can you be so cruel to your best friend? The same way you can be so dishonest to your best friend. Well, you can't stop glaring at me. I promise to tell the truth this time for sure. I just thought I'd pour Justy some tea. But my hand kind of slipped a bit, and it broke. I accidentally broke the crazy expensive teapot!
The butt strikes again. Why am I not surprised?
Oh boy. You've really done it this time, Lorice.
What should I do, Edgy? Katie will hate me! Crying to me about it won't solve anything. First, you should apologize to Miss Hall.
Is that so? My teapot was...
Katie, I'm so sorry! I don't have any money, but I'll draw as many portraits of you as you like. You're gonna do that anyways, dude.
Please kindly raise your head, monsieur. It is I who should apologize. I didn't notice the broken shards. It's dangerous, so I'll tidy up the broken pieces. Allow me to take this piece from you as well.
Wasn't this tea set one of Isaac Dover's works? I heard that it was very important to you.
Yes. But there's no use crying over spilled tea. Besides, I still have another one of those teapots left.
Is she not as attached to Dover's works as she used to be?
Katie, you're so kind. Oh, that other teapot you were talking about, is it the one on that cart?
Yes.
Or, yes? It is, yes? Truth is, when I was trying to hide the broken shards, I looked under that cart, and I found a teapot that looked exactly the same. So I switched them. Larry switched the broken teapot with another teapot. Larry, dude.
Really?
Yeah, everything's cool now. I took great care to make sure no one would break that pot. You don't brag about that. You don't brag about that when you were the one who broke it in the first place. I'm sorry.
I don't mind. Thank you for your consideration.
Edgy, Katie is a really nice lady, isn't she? You should reflect on how you cause trouble for people like her. Okay, when I make it big as an artist, I'll donate paintings. In fact, I'll even welcome you as my personal model.
I think it'd be better if you just stopped causing trouble.
I hope you haven't done anything else. I haven't! I just stood around sketching beauties. Sketching beauties? If you're interested, I can let you take a peek.
I guess even Mr. Edgeworth is interested in beauties.
It's not like that. I just thought it might be another one of his strange paintings. How dare you! I'm very confident in my work this time.
Oh, I want to see too.
Oh, I'm glad you're so honest about it, Kay. I'll get it ready, so come check it out later.
I guess I'll have him show it to me later.
It's like I gotta draw really quick. Sketching beauties is the only thing that's so funny. Sketching the beauties, baby. That's Larry for you. About that sketch you mentioned just now. What? If you wanted to see my art, you should have just been honest about it from the start. Bars. Look, here it is. Oh, sketching some beauties. It's just all the ladies that are in the room. They're all the beauties, baby. Hey, man, I get it. I get it, Larry. What is this? I already told you it's a sketch of beauties. Ah, but just to be clear, the beauties only refers to Justy and Katie. Aw. Delicia, that other plump lady has nothing to do with that.
Then why did you draw her on the same page?
Well, I was taking a break from my still life painting when those beauties caught my eye. I guess I just drew them on the same page without thinking. So you're saying that the pictures on this page were each drawn separately? Huh? Oh, yeah. I may have drawn them at different times. By the way, there's a drawing of the beautiful little Miss K on another page.
Wow, beautiful, huh? Thanks.
Larry, you drew this exactly as you saw it, correct? Well, yeah. Even I can't draw what I can't see. Yeah, I think he's getting at the fact that she's got that cart with just like a couple of chocolates on it or whatever, right? Is that what he's... I can't think of anything else in this drawing that is that big of a deal. Oh, I guess it's... her. What's her face is in the fountain. I just realized that. Delicia, what has she got in the fountain? I didn't realize that was the fountain until just now. I recreated the scene perfectly. Even the delicate shades.
Delicate shades, huh? I don't want to admit it, but this picture might be of help to the investigation. The content of the sketch and the service cart in the Fountain Patio. Seems there is a contradiction between the two. I'll need to expose this contradiction using my powers of deduction.
Could I borrow this sketch for a while? I need to use it in the restroom. I mean, for the investigation. Sure, I could even sign it for you if you like. I think I'll pass. Beep bop ba doo doo doo. Alright, let's see. Let's talk to Delicia first. We haven't talked to her yet.
How's the investigation coming along? Have you found anything? Hoi, not quite. Actually, we haven't found any clues yet. You're doing it wrong. Hoi is only used when you're showing someone something. Also, Yesi is used to confirm and is also a greeting. Eep is used when you're afraid. Fee is also when you don't like something. Oi is used when you're calling someone. I see. I didn't know it was that deep. Oi, oi, Mr. Edgeworth. Did you catch all that?
Okay. Be more serious.
Yesy.
Nice. So not really much to say with her, huh? Do 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 do. Hey, old Uncle Ray, eh? Uncle Ray.
Miles, how's the investigation going?
Well, little by little, I'm beginning to see the entire truth behind this case.
Oh, that's good to hear. Uncle Ray had better not fall behind either.
About the two cases, we can say. Ray's got a pretty sweet theme, dude. This case seems to have a lot in common with the case 18 years ago.
I agree. Melted ice in the Winter Palace and the body and the victim from 18 years ago.
I wonder why nobody ever noticed the body was missing after all this time.
The only family Mr. Dover had was a young son. His son, and Mr. Gustavia's son, who attended the same elementary school. After the case, they both went missing.
What? And they haven't been found yet?
I haven't heard any news about Mr. Gustavia's son being found. But as for Mr. Dover's son, he was found and his inheritance was delivered to him. And because of that, Mr. Dover had never had a proper funeral. That way, they were able to make it look like the body had been in police custody. The autopsy report had also been forged, so nobody but the defense ever found out.
Von Karma, you would go that far.
You son of a bitch. I will get you. Beep, bop, ba, doodin', doodah. I think we're ready to talk to Kate. Her name is Kate. And then we want to present to her, right? Hold on. Save state. Okay, we're going to present the picture that we got from Larry. These beauties.
My, this is me.
Yes, it is a sketch done by our pseudo artist over there.
This sketch is really well done. Are you giving it to me as a commemoration gift?
No, for the time being, this is a valuable piece of evidence.
I see. Too bad.
To garner such a response from the museum curator, that man has some unexpected talent.
Yeah, he honestly does do a lot better job at his drawings and stuff than we would think, I feel. Okay, so that wasn't what we needed to do then. Seemed like I was supposed to do something with that. Take a peek here. It's got a fun soundtrack. Oh, that's what it was. The word I was trying to think of earlier was deduce. Yeah, that's the word they use. So yeah, we need to deduce, not to present. That was I was on the right track with everything except for where to use it. So we wanted to come here, and then we want to, I guess, just on the cart. Deduce a la carte. He said, is this somehow connected to the evidence I hold? And it would be connected to this, right? Eureka! Larry, there's something I want to ask you about your sketch.
Huh? You want a lecture on sketching from the famed Professor Laurice, do ya?
No. I just need to ask you something. The tablecloth in your sketch, are you sure it was light blue? Yeah, my eyes never fail me. But the one on the service cart here is white, isn't it? That's not exactly what I picked up on. Dude, you're always so busy thinking with just your head that you miss the obvious. What's with that look on your face? When I drew that painting, I was using the cart with the tea set on it, remember? Because I was tidying up the broken pottery shards. That's not something to be proud of. And right then, Katie came out of the Winter Palace. I had to hurry and hide the broken teapot so that she wouldn't notice. Did you just say Miss Hall came out of the Winter Palace? That's right. But this time, she was pushing another service cart. And the tablecloth was light blue, just like how I drew it. What did she do with that service cart? Beats me. She went into the Summer Palace with it, so I don't know. And when she came out, she was pushing the lift trolley. The lift trolley. When I called out to her, she was so surprised that she just left it there. She's so cute when she's shy. A second service cart and a lift trolley.
Maybe there are 2 tea sets along with 2 service carts.
Well, we have to verify it with Miss Hall. Okay. That's all we should have done there. Now we need to talk to Miss Hall. Because now we can say 2 service carts. I'll show you. Is it true you keep 2 service carts on the premises?
Yes. Is there something wrong?
Earlier I was looking at one of the sketches from that so-called artist, and I noticed that he had drawn the cart's tablecloth light blue. Does that wig make your head itch? Not too bad. It would if I didn't have a cap on. I have a silk cap that I put over my head. And so it's really just touching the cap. Otherwise, yeah, before I got the silk cap, it definitely made my head itch, dude, for sure. But now that I got the cap, honestly, it's made wigs so much more comfortable. Not to say that it's not as comfortable as not having anything on my head. That's certainly the most comfortable. But honestly, it was like after like a few minutes, it's like I forget I have it on almost, you know? Like I can just feel like, you know, just the pressure of the hat. It's almost like just wearing a hat, you know, at this point. Maybe I'm just getting used to it in general because I've been doing this for so long. I've been wearing wigs on Thursdays for months. We've been playing the Ace Attorney games for a while, and I've always had a wig for it. So, yeah, it's been at least... It's probably been about a year I've been doing it now. I don't remember when I started the first one. We're on the 5th one now, so... But yeah, it's not too bad. It's not too bad.
Light blue? Are you sure you weren't mistaken, monsieur? I only ever use tablecloths that are pure white. That's true. The tablecloth here doesn't have a single spot on it. Yes, that's because I always change them immediately whenever they get dirty.
And did Larry really get the color wrong then?
What were you doing when this sketch was drawn?
At that time, I was just doing my job as usual.
Then could you tell me exactly what that work entails? Kate's job is what we're going for next.
Do-do-do-do.
What were you doing when you were drawn in this sketch? From the looks of the drawing, it doesn't seem like you were transporting the tea set.
This is when I was delivering chocolates to all the people in the investigation. Ah, how nice! Chocolates! I wish I could have got some too. There are still a few left, so please eat these then. I made them myself, though it's possible they might not suit your taste. Woohoo! Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Perhaps it's because she had them in her pocket, but it looks like they're melted a bit.
That's something they bring up all the time. There's something about that. There's something, because they always talk about how they're misshapen and stuff. That's what Gregory said. Even Mr. Master had a comment about it when he ate one. They always talk about how misshapen they are and stuff. That's interesting. It's starting to gain a little bit of a more peculiar thing, you know?
The sweet goodness. I'm happy to hear you say that.
These chocolates are a little misshapen, but I'm glad to get some sugar into my system. Although they're a little too sweet for my taste. I'm more of a one lump of sugar type of guy, if you know what I mean.
Alright, so what would be next after that? Boo, 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 boo. Not sure what next. We talked to like Justine or something? Take a little peek here. Take a little peek. Okay. I bet we could logic stuff. Let's try that really quick before I look too much into that. Let's try logic. We've got a few things. Oh, only 3. Minty aroma from the Normalium. Different tea aroma. Smells different from the tea we had this morning. Did the one this morning have Normalium in it? Pots were switched. Larry switched the broken teapot with another teapot. Oh, that's probably this. These two you can connect together, right? Okay, so we got different tea aroma and the pots were switched. Let's go ahead and do a little scummy save really quick. A little scum shoe save. Boom! We got something. Maybe the reason why the Celion tea smelled different was because the pots had been switched.
Really?
Oh, sorry. Forgot to switch over to the other. There we go. The taste of the tea itself did not actually change after all. Let's go ask Miss Hall about it in more detail. Miss Hall. Was the reason why the Celion tea smelled different because they were God damn it, sorry. Was the reason why the Celion tea smelled different because the pots were switched?
Yes, that's certainly possible.
Had a fresh minty aroma, not unlike the uva tea. Minty aroma, Normalium, minty aroma. Think I see something there?
Ah, I remember now. I prepared some mint tea yesterday. I'm sure that the aroma just happened to remain in the teapot.
Pot with a different aroma. The tea has a minty aroma because a different teapot was used.
Is that really all there is to it?
I don't think so. Pot with a different aroma. And the minty aroma of Normalium. Minty. A minty aroma was emanating from the pot Larry had replaced.
Miss Hall said the aroma was left over from the mint tea she prepared yesterday.
Indeed. She seemed less surprised to find out that Larry broke the teapot, and more surprised by the fact that the pots had been switched.
That's right. Normally it would have been the reverse. A broken teapot is much more shocking.
She was probably trying to hide this teapot.
Hide the pot?
Nice one, translators. One of the characteristics of Normalium is a minty aroma. There was a possibility that she was hiding Normalium inside the teapot.
What? Inside the pot?
It is only a possibility for now, but it's one worth investigating. Mr. DeBest, I assume you haven't found the Normalium yet.
Huh? Oh. I've just been standing here the whole time. I've had the entire art museum searched, but I haven't received any reports yet. And what about you? Don't you have any ideas?
Only one.
I knew it. Nobody but me would be able to find it. Wait, what? You have an idea where it is?
Indeed.
Then tell me.
It may have been in this teapot that Miss Hall had used.
Oh? This teapot is pretty nice. It would make the perfect present for the best prosecutor.
It's not a present. It's an important piece of evidence.
Oh, it's just evidence. Then I guess I'll have forensics take a look at it.
Take a look at this teapot. It's short and stout. Here is its handle, and here is its spout.
Monsieur Edgeworth, is there something wrong with the teapot I used?
This teapot has a minty aroma to it. It's the same aroma as one of the two chemicals used to create the poison gas.
Monsieur Edgeworth, surely you don't mean... You suspect me of having set off the poison gas?
I do. Setting up the poison gas trap in the Autumn Palace would have required some preparation. As the curator of this museum, you're the only one who could have prepared it in advance.
I wonder about that. Preparations for the opening of the museum took about a week, and I received help from both outsiders and Madame Delicia. I think there are people besides me who are also suspicious.
Oops, I forgot to turn Discord notifications off. Let me do that real quick. Doobie 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 doo doobie doo. Streamer mode activated.
I think there are people besides me who are also suspicious.
Of course, Delicia is also under scrutiny.
Furthermore, I don't even know how to create something like poison gas. Even if you found normalium in my teapot, there was no way I could have prepared the poison gas.
Little suspicious jumping ahead of me like that.
Well then, I look forward to hearing the analysis results of the teapot.
Wow, that was like weird behavior there, right?
Her excuse is that she doesn't know how to prepare the poison gas. Must find a way to shatter that excuse.
No, we need to find the truth, Edgeworth. We're not gonna just shatter the excuse. Oh, got a net. Hell yeah.
Bum, 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 bum.
Let's see how far we are away from this. Ooh, yeah. Okay, we're not too far away from the end of this section, and then we'll probably end the stream there. At a nice stopping point, you know? With old Uncle Ray. Let's see here. Mr. DeBest, you're getting a bit in my way if you stand here.
I am not going to move. Just do what you can over there.
Don't say that. It's probably the best if you just stand over there.
The best, you say? Okay, I'll go stand over there.
So anything is fine as long as you add the best to it.
That's funny. He's so shallow. What do we need to do next, though? We need a way to shatter her evidence, right? Or the fact that she doesn't know how to make the poison, right? All right, let's see here. All right, we need to talk to this guy. I was close. I just didn't talk to the right guy.
We've recovered the victim's body. Forensics are currently performing the autopsy.
And what of the investigation of the fountain?
The fountain is completely clear. You can cleanse both your heart and soul with it.
A body was floating in this fountain just a moment ago, though.
Oh, okay. No, we did that earlier. Isn't that what this is said to do? I'm trying to just read the bold parts so I'd get to experience the whole thing myself. Let's see. Oh, we got to examine the fountain. My bad. It appears the body has already been recovered by the police.
Why was the body of the victim from 18 years ago found floating in the fountain? I mean, wouldn't the body have gone all goopy after 18 years?
Oh, God. Yeah, you're right, but gross.
I don't know if I would call it goopy.
It certainly would have required a special method to preserve the body.
Yeah, I wonder if such a method even exists. Hey, Mr. Forensics guy, Any new information?
Yes! Normalium and Fatalium have been detected in the fountain water. Why didn't you tell me that a second ago when I talked to you, dude? What the fuck?
They must have flowed through the stream from the Autumn Palace to the fountain.
Aside from the chemicals, we also found high levels of sugar. We're working hard on investigating it.
Sugar in the fountain water. What could have caused that?
Oh, getting a phone call. Let me see here. It's Edgeworth.
It's Gumshoe, sir!
Did something happen?
Actually, right now, all the investigators but me have left the Winter Palace. So I can finally tell you what we found.
It's not good for a detective to be leaking out information about the investigation, but his resourcefulness has saved me many times these past few days.
All the sculptures in the Winter Palace have melted. There's still some liquid left in the cases, but there's less in the Gemini case than in the Taurus case.
There's still liquid in the glass cases.
Yes, sir. We just investigated the light blue liquid a moment ago. We only detected sugar in the Taurus case, but for some reason, in the Gemini case, we detected 3 different substances.
3 substances.
They consisted of sugar, salt, and blood.
Blood?
Blood and salt were detected in the Gemini case?
I wonder whose blood it could have been. I've asked forensics to look into it, sir.
Right. I'll leave it to you, Detective.
That reminds me, the forensics investigating the fountain. That reminds me, the forensics investigating the Fountain Patio contacted me. It seems the sugar found in the fountain matches that found in the light blue liquid.
Oh? That sounds like valuable information.
Liquid analysis results. Analysis results of the liquid from the melted Gemini sculpture. Touch the check button for details.
Is that all the new information you have for me?
Now that you mention it, we found a rainbow light device in here too.
The device was used to disguise the Autumn Palace.
I always want to say atrium for some reason every time I see it. It's my freaking brain.
It seems the device that was used in the IS-7 incident is also connected to this one. I should listen to what Delicia has to say about that.
I have to go back to investigating now, sir. When we get the results of the blood test, I'll let you know right away.
Yes. Thank you, Detective.
Was that Gummy calling? That sure was a long call.
But thanks to him, we now have an important piece of information.
Huh?
In order to break Miss Hall's alibi, I'll need to talk to everyone involved in the IS-7 incident.
Fucking love that bass, dude. Kidding me?
Fucking go get it, dude.
Let's see here. Oh yeah, we need to look at the results. That's the next bolded letter. Let me just look at it. Liquid analysis results. Let's check. Traces of salt, sugar, and blood detected. The sugar matches the light blue liquid found in Dover's room 18 years ago. The sugar found in the fountain also appears to have the same composition. Interesting, okay. So I guess we're just gonna have to talk to everybody, is that right? Yeah, let's do it. Da-da-da. Delicia, do you have anything to say for yourself? Ooh, yes, she does. Delicia, would you be willing to aid in the investigation?
Yesy, of course.
Anything for Miley, right? Yeah, Miley. Anything for Miley and Kay-Faye. I'll listen to whatever you have to say. I was wondering if you could stop calling me Miley. I'm not Miss Cyrus, all right? And stop calling me Kay-Faye. Fee, that's out of the question. I can't just change a name I've already decided on. Even if we ask her, she won't listen to what we have to say at all. Got the decorations and setting off poison gas.
How did you set off the poison gas, you son of a bitch? Tell me. I know it was you.
All right, the decorations. Do you know anything about the decorations that are used in this museum? Specifically, the fluorescent cloths and the special device called a rainbow light device. Yesy, of course I do. Because they're presents that I gave to Katie as an apology for breaking the rules 18 years ago. I gave her 4 new rock salt lamps and the 4 fluorescent cloths I used in the contest. Wow, that sounds nice. Fluorescent cloths and rock salt lamps? Seems like only us girls can understand how wonderful they are. She's a crystal girl for sure.
That's a cruel thing to say, Miss Delicious. I like them too, you know.
Fee, that was back when Ray was still a cute little boy. But back when Mr. Shields was a cute little boy? I can't even imagine it. Are they the same decorations you saw 18 years ago?
Probably. The rock salt lamp and the cloth and the rainbow light device, they all seem the same.
4 fluorescent cloths were used in the Autumn Palace, but I have the feeling I saw one more of them of the same cloth. It's true. Look, I've got the proof right here in my bag. What is she searching for? Not this. Not this either. I remember seeing cloth like that recently. Let's show Delicia and have her confirm my suspicions.
Okay, so we're gonna present the cloth. Wasn't there a dirty rag in your bag that looks similar to this? Fee, I'm not going to give you any information to someone who calls it a dirty rag. Then, would it be better if I called it a washcloth? Fee, wrong again. It's a fluorescent cloth. Oopsie. That was supposed to be a secret. Please tell me all you know about this fluorescent cloth. There we go. Now we can ask about the fluorescent cloth before we go straight to, how did you shut off the poison gas? Please tell me the reason why you hid this cloth. No. I guess I have no choice since the cat's out of the bag. I found this cloth floating in the fountain. And right after that, I was called to the Autumn Palace.
So that's the moment Larry captured in his so-called sketch of beauties.
At first I thought one of the fluorescent cloths I'd given Katie had washed away. But didn't you only give 4 fluorescent cloths as a present to this museum? There were 4 fluorescent cloths covering the sculptures in the Autumn Palace, right? So, that's when I realized that this was the cloth that went missing 18 years ago. The poison gas broke out because someone had stolen my Megatoxin X. So I thought the fluorescent cloth had also been used for the crime. I was afraid I'd be suspected, so I didn't say anything about it to anyone. I see. But I sure feel a lot better after talking about it. Stress isn't good for your figure after all.
18 years ago, the cloth that was wrapped around the body went missing. Who would have thought it would turn up in the fountain along with the body?
Updated in my organizer. Dee. Alright, now we're saying, setting off the poison gas, how'd you do it? I'd like to ask you something. Since you're a pharmacist, exactly how would one gain the knowledge required to set off poison gas? Oh, that's basic knowledge for any pharmacist acquainted with Megatoxin X.
It even says on the warning label, danger, do not mix with normalium.
Then, is there another way for someone who isn't a pharmacist to obtain that information?
Well, it might be possible if they see the angel's recipe.
Oh, there you go. How does that... Why would that be in the angel's recipe, though?
The recipe book that was the grand prize of the contest 18 years ago.
Are they using the recipe for... You gotta use some poison concoction in order to cure that thing?
Since it also contains the recipe to prepare Megatoxin X.
Oh, okay. It's because it's a full book, right? It's not just one recipe. Got it. Does this mean that you've also seen the contents of the angel's recipe?
Yesy. That's a given, of course. The pharmaceutical company I work for is the Master Group. It's the company that makes the Cold Killer X medicine.
Cold Killer X. The cold medicine that promises to kill colds good. And Phoenix used it when he was in college at one time.
After Jeffy got declared guilty, the company took back the recipe book. However, only a small group of elite pharmacists have been allowed to see it, though.
So this woman is also a part of that small group of elite pharmacists.
That's all we get here. But now we have a piece of information for talking to Katie, right? Because she said she couldn't know how to do it. That's what she said. But now we know that the recipe book... Well, it doesn't have that in the evidence. Let me pop down here. There, Domm, thanks for the content. Yeah, no problem. Thanks for coming in, man. Good to see you. Hope everything goes well for you in the future. And we'll see you next time. Bye-bye. Let's see. I would have thought it was the Angel's Recipe book, but it doesn't say that. It contains a recipe for the drug that will cure the taste disorder hypogeusia, but it also contains a Cold Killer X. Is that not... Am I on the wrong path here? Oh, it's because what we got was logic. I always do that. I forget there's like two different things of how we look at... Like, not everything is evidence, you know? I forget that all the time. So there's a logic we gotta do. Oh, but we only have... Okay, we only have one. So I still need to talk to somebody. Let's talk to Ray. Hey, yo, Ray! Talk to him about Catherine Hall. Mr. Shields, could you tell me what kind of person Miss Hall is?
Miles, don't tell me. You're also interested in Katie.
No.
Well, all joking aside, all Uncle Ray can say is the Katie I know is a truly admirable woman. For 18 years, she has always wanted to remain here and wait for Master's return. However, she was driven out of the mansion by Master's relatives.
What? She was driven out of the mansion?
That's because Kate isn't related by blood to Mr. Master. With no family and her job taken from her, she can only live on with the song and dance that Mr. Master had taught her. Well, she's now retired as a world-famous actress, though.
Why did she retire?
Because she had already saved up enough money to buy this mansion. It seems she got back the Angel's recipe that had been taken by the Master Group.
Oh, okay, and this is what we needed to connect in the logic, what Katie did. Yep, because that goes to logic. There we go.
This mansion, where she lived with Mr. Master, had been everything to her. She probably just wanted to take back everything that she lost.
It seems that Mr. Shields sympathizes with Miss Hall. But you could also say that her actions have taken away everything Mr. Master had.
DPD, fucking love that bass line, dude. And now. Oh no, sorry, it wasn't this. Let me logic it together. That's what it was. Okay, what Kate did and what is contained in the book. This has gotta be what we do. The method used to set off the poison gas is explained in the Angel's recipe. And the current owner of the Angel's recipe is Miss Hall.
Ah, so that means...
Indeed. It means that it is possible she knew how to set off the poison gas. With this, we can expose her lies for what they are. And I'm like right in her face saying all that. Miss Hall! Oh shit, but there's still not a... Okay. Did I get any piece of evidence from that? No? So how am I supposed to confront her with it if I can't... If I have nothing to start that conversation with? What the hell? I keep thinking I know what to do, but then it's like some weird thing. Oh, we don't talk to Kate at all about it. That's weird. Hey, what's up, Stella? Welcome in. I don't know how long you've been here, but welcome in. Good to see you in the chat. Spreading that love as always. How's it going? All right, we needed to actually go look at something, which is weird. I keep this like, we just gotta talk to Kate, though. This lift trolley has just been left here.
I wonder if it was used recently to carry something heavy.
Fucking baseline, do you guys hear that? It's like distracting, it's so good. The surface of the platform appears to be wet.
I remember seeing this lift trolley someplace before.
You mean during the IS-7 incident?
Ah, that's right. I remember now. It was in Dover's room. If I remember correctly, it was used to transport the ice sculptures. The lift trolley has a feature that allows you to adjust the height and the angle of the platform. With just one of these, a single person could move the sculptures all by themselves.
So it could be described as like, or it could be disguised as one of those regular trolleys, probably. If it was left all the way up and put a like tablecloth over it.
Wow, how convenient. I want one too.
That does sound convenient.
Why is there a lift trolley here? I guess that's something we'll need to think about.
Yes. It could be related to the case. Investigation complete!
Now, all that's left to do is wait for the results of the teapot.
To be continued. This is where we're going to end it for the night, guys. Glad you could make it in, Stella. You've been lurking. Okay, good to hear that. Glad, or not so good to hear that you've been in pain. Hopefully it's not too much pain. Hopefully you're at least on the way to good health. But I'm glad you got to say hello. Spread that love. You always do. All right, let's load this next thing here, and then I'll make some save states, and then we'll be good. It's funny is every time we like start this game, it feels like it always looks like the same setup, because it's always like Edgeworth on the left side, someone we're facing, and there's like people scattered around. It's like always the same. Not that that's a bad thing, I just think it's a funny observation. Save. I like to make a couple backups too. There we go. We got all our backups we need, and that is what we're gonna call it a night. Thanks everybody for hanging out with me. Appreciate you. Really appreciate you guys hanging out. I appreciate the raid earlier, Panther. Thank you. If you're still around, I really appreciate that. And also good to see Dang Stitches coming in. Haven't seen that name in a while, so awesome. All right, guys. Well, it's almost the end of the week, which is super exciting. So tomorrow we'll be playing some Yakuza Kiwami 2. We're actually probably going to be finishing Kiwami 2, which is pretty cool. So we'll be ready for Yakuza 3 next week. So moving right along in the Yakuza series, which, by the way, I did hear that in the Yakuza 8, we're gonna be able to see Kiryu again. And I think I saw an image of old man Kiryu, which would be pretty freaking cool. So that's something to look forward to. Also, if you guys didn't see, they finally Judgment and Lost Judgment got put on the Steam store. So finally something happened to where those games get to be on PC. And so finally Domm gets to finish Judgment and I get to play Lost Judgment, and I don't even have to buy a PlayStation 5 for it, and I'm super happy about that. So that's awesome. So yeah, that's now on the docket for the Yakuza games. We'll probably go through the Yakuza series and then we'll also just hit up Judgment. I'm not sure exactly on the order we're gonna go with that, because the Yakuzas go into like subtitle games after a while. So either way, exciting things to come. Also this weekend we have Strange Planet Sunday, so don't forget about that. Let me go ahead and pull the schedule up. Come on, transition. Halftime it works, halftime doesn't. So yeah, we have Strange Planet Sunday this Sunday. It's going to be Noah and I. We're going to be playing some Bassmasters, I believe it's called. It's a fishing game on Game Pass. That's included with it. So we're going to be doing a little bit of fishing, trying something like that. A little simulator game. It'll probably be pretty chill. Maybe we'll have some fun features for you guys. We'll see. But yeah, well, that'll be over here on my channel. So if you guys want, look out for that notification on Sunday, and we'll be able to hang out. So hopefully you guys will be able to make it out. See there, the transition worked just fine. Other than that, I do have a few YouTube shorts that I've put up. If you guys want to check those out, I would love to get some thumbs up on there if you guys can. It always helps me out. Yeah, that's all I got. So let's find somebody to raid. Oh yeah, let me see. Is my raid tool working today? Yesterday it was being weird. Okay, yeah, it is working today. Nice. Got some of our friends on. Let me do some shout outs to some people. It's always hard to meet somebody new on an Ace Attorney day, because I'm always afraid to raid somebody who's also playing the game. Not that there is anybody playing this game. Let me see. Actually, now I'm curious now that I mention that. Is there anyone else streaming this game? I doubt it. Oh my god, there's one other person, and they're on the previous case. Wow. That's cool. Wait, there's another person. Should we raid them? We should do that. Let's raid them. Because at least they're behind us, so we're not going to get spoiled at all. And they have a different setup where they have like the bottom screen kind of small in the corner. That's a cool setup too. I like that. So yeah, let's check this stream out. Oh, let me make sure they're an English streamer and everything. I want to be able to talk to them if we jump in there. And they are a VTuber, like a cute little VTuber model here. And looks like they're English. And they're not even on a follower only mode. That's great. All right, let's go try to see if we can't meet another Ace Attorney fan. There it is. All right, so exciting. Me no one. I'll check them out, but I will be stuck watching shorts for hours. Oh, I know how that is, Panther. Yeah, don't worry about it. I totally get it. And speaking of that, I do have some long form content I am working on. I'm hoping I can do it more regularly, not super regular because I have a busy schedule, but I'm going to try to put out more edited content because it's, it's a lot of fun. I know it's more accessible sometimes. So yeah, hopefully we'll be getting some of that stuff out there, and hopefully you'll enjoy that as well. There you go. All right, let's start this raid. Here's the raid command for the raid message. And here is our raid targets. Please, I'm gonna guess, is how you would say it. So thank you to everybody who is jumping on that raid, or jumping in on that raid. I appreciate you guys making this raid something powerful and fun. Thank you. Let me copy my own raid message. I always forget to do that. All right, there we go. We are ready to raid. All right, once again, thank you guys for hanging out with me tonight. I really appreciate you guys being here. Hopefully you guys enjoyed Ace Attorney tonight as much as I always do. And until I see you next time, stay happy, stay healthy. I love you all, and we'll see you tomorrow for some Yakuza. Do some raid claps. Bye, guys. Have fun on the raid. Let's go try to make some friends.